What's up, guys? How's it going? RossonARI here, post-match with Roy, Nathan, and Milan. So, how's it going, guys? First game in San Siro, man. 35,000 people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's an echo going on. Am I hearing an echo?
Yeah, there is an echo. Who's? I think it's Nathan.
Yeah, I got it.
You have it?
Yeah, I fixed it.
That's great. So, Roy, you go first, man.
Well, I mean, for me overall, it was an excellent game. I thought Milan completely dominated the game from the first minute to the 90th minute. Tactically, one thing that I was noticed when I was doing the commentary is that Cagliari started the game playing short from the back, and Milan then Milan. High press was really effective. This is what we wanted to see. We want to see high, effective press. And that forced Cagliari, after 20 minutes, because I was watching that clock, after 20 minutes, it forced Cagliari to play long ball. So we changed Cagliari's game plan today, which was an indication to me that Milan had absolute dominion over this game. And overall, and one thing I want to just shout out, Krunic once again. Like Krunic is giving the other midfielders a run for their money. Last game, Krunic had a good performance. To me, last game, he was man of the match. To me, this game, I'll give it again to him, man of the match. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing from Krunic. He is interpreting his role really nicely. Then Tonali, debut goal. Absolutely brilliant by Tonali. Giroud, he struggled less this game, even though he had Godin was an excellent defender. We saw Godin. He saved Cagliari from even more embarrassment today. But I like Giroud's target man play. He connected with the players back to goal, laying it back off, and then big shout out to Brahim Diaz. And Lars, you're in a good spot now to win your bet, because Brahim Diaz is taking this team by the balls.
I'm in a good spot to win that bet about Giroud is gonna score more goals than Andre Silva as well. I'm in a good spot for that as well. So
you said score more than who?
Andre Silva.
Oh, yeah.
You're in a good spot for sure. I mean, Giroud right now with 2 goals, Brahim Diaz with 1 goal and an assist, and the statisticians did not give him that goal. But Brahim Diaz, man, what a player that he's coming in the team with that number 10 role, and he is playing like a number 10. He is playing like a number 10, and this is why they gave him that shirt. This is why and also. What we are seeing that these players are performing based on the fact that they wanted to stay at Milan. Brahim wanted to come to Milan. Tonali wanted to play at Milan. Krunic wants to stay at Milan. And by the way, I'm seeing I put out a thing here, man of the match, and Krunic is getting no love at all. Guys, I don't think you know how to watch football. I'm gonna say it right now. If you think Krunic was shit today, I think you guys do not know how to watch football. But right. Aside from that, let me just finish. And then another thing that I love from today's game is how calm, cool, and relaxed the 2 central defenders were, and the 2 midfielders were, and the goalkeeper in the possession from the back. I loved watching that. Just chill, cool as you can be. And then Theo Hernandez is getting there. He's getting closer to his form. Calabria, dominant as always. And Salamakers in his role did a great job. Nobody gets less than a 7, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Hey Pete, man, how's it going?
Yeah. You guys like to talk shit. Okay, fine, whatever.
Right.
I want Skrillard in the.
Hey, what up?
Hey Pete.
In the chat, man. I mean, on the live, I want him to say something about Krunic, because he's always having a problem with Krunic. So
well, this is the thing. Krunic isn't today. He was good today, but what he did was nothing that was outstanding. was simple, but that's in certain positions, being simple is the best way to play it.
I want to say something, but playing simple is not simple.
Exactly. Playing simple is the key of football. If you understand your potential, you understand your skills, and you play. Yeah.
Krunic.
Go for it.
What's up, Pete? How you doing?
Krunic, I'm great. Krunic today, 74 touches, 14 duels won, 7 aerial duels won, 8 tackles, 10 ball recoveries, 4 clearances, 2 blocks, and 3 take-ons.
Damn.
Best game as a Milan player so far.
Wow, that's good, man.
Comment.
This is what I'm saying. Like, but there's some people here in chat that are like, how can you be talking shit about Krunic today? Like, what?
Worst day to do it.
Today's the worst day to do it. Hey, Pete, where did you get those? Where did you get those stats?
I got them. Let's see.
If you want to keep the secret, you don't want to share the secret, you can keep the secret.
Put it on the private. Put it on the private.
If you want to keep the secret. I know you work on these things. You like stats and sports stats, so I don't want to force you to share your secrets.
Let me see here. No, it's a tweet from one of my Milan Twitter favorites. Let me see.
But yeah, Krunic played a great game, man. I think everyone played a great game.
Yeah,
San Siro, man, is our 12 man. San Siro is another thing, man. Our supporters are amazing. You can
100%.
see we were different. We were completely different. And,
100%.
I mean, it's amazing.
I think it actually helped the team a lot not having fans last year, because it allowed some of these players to settle in, just do what they normally do, and then with the fans coming back, they just need to continue that, and that's just going to boost them.
Yeah, I agree with that. That beginning without the fans helped them, and now with the fans, it's going to help them.
Yeah.
It's almost like a perfect chaos working perfectly.
We got past our butterflies that we had before.
Yeah,
we're much more we're a different team than last time we had fans in the stadium.
Yeah.
Hey, Lara, can you show us the stats? I didn't see the stats. What are the stats like for
Oh, sorry. Just give me a second. I'll open it. I thought. Just give me 1 second.
By the way, guys, my prediction. Pete, remember we did the predictions together?
Yeah.
My first prediction was 4-1. Then I said 5-1.
That's true, man. I said 3-0, I think.
But I said that Juventus would have beaten Empoli 5-1 too.
Man,
man.
Did y'all watch that game? Did y'all watch that game? They had Juventus looked so stale. It was incredible.
Oh, they had no ideas going forward.
No.
I mean, some people say Allegri is gonna outcoach Pioli this season. I'm still gonna wait for that. A lot of people say a lot of managers are going to outcoach Pioli. So
it's still early, but early signs aren't looking good.
Yeah, it's still really early, but I love to see it, man.
Yeah.
That game almost made me as happy as our game.
Yeah, San Siro is going to be a tough place for every team this season. Antonio, man, what do you want to say?
What's up, guys? First of all, what a game. I'm sure everyone's so happy. I thought we played great. I have 2 points to make just because it's like things I wanted to say. The first is about my man of the match, and the second is about Giroud. In my opinion, I think the man of the match was Tonali, and I'll explain why.
I agree.
He scored. Obviously, he scored, right? And then he played solidly in the midfield all game. Maybe a little bit worse than Krunic in just the midfield. I'll admit that because Krunic was really good. But without his goal, I think Cagliari would have played very defensive. And because we scored on a dead ball situation, he basically changed the game in that sense. And it would have been, and the game opened up for us and we just destroyed them. So that's why I think he's my man of the match. Although I admit Krunic was great. definitely like a top 3 player of the match for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That early goal really opened the game for us.
That early goal is so important, not for AC Milan, but for Tonali.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
I think the guy was lacking of confidence, because we never questioned the talent of Tonali. The problem was, how can I say it? You know what?
What's up, guys?
Let's stop sharing, because I can see guys are looking good. I mean, Nathan is going to sleep in a few minutes. That's another thing.
Hey, with this scoreline, I can afford to be relaxed, right?
Yeah,
man. You shouldn't be so relaxed, man. You are like, oh man, we're gonna do really bad this season. So now I want you straight, and you need to help me.
No. I never said we weren't gonna do good.
No, yeah, you never say that.
No,
I on video.
I never said we weren't gonna do good.
Where's Red John? Where's Red John? Come on,
man,
Red John. Come out of his shell, Red John. Come out
Yeah,
of his shell.
He's such a downer. I love him, but he's such a downer.
It is, man.
He stresses me out.
It's good, man. There is always that type of support.
Look,
there is
you
a
know what I'm
supporter
saying,
that's
Mr.
scary. Yeah,
We were unpredictable.
we always been, man.
No.
Yes.
No, we have not always been. Today, we just didn't always go down the left side.
Listen, Leao is another player. This season, Leao is another player.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we
see
tried
that.
going down the middle, and I think that's another big reason why Tonali is going to take Benash's spot, because Tonali can dribble. Tonali can go coast to coast if given the chance. And him being able to break out is immense, because that means Diaz doesn't have to go all the way back to our penalty spot. Tonali can bring that ball out. So we can now go down the middle. And this game, Salamakers, he was able to stay a little bit further up. He didn't always have to track back, but being able to be a little closer to midfield helped us in transition. So we were able to go to the right side as well.
Okay, Anwar, what do you want to say about the game? And thanks for coming over, man.
By the way, Anwar, I love your background.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no,
That's showing off, man. I know we are like all cheap bastards. I mean, Nathan is in his bed. He's the worst.
I got this in a supermarket for like 10 euros.
10 euros. Oh, bastard.
But the thing is,
But to me, it's priceless.
Oh yeah,
this is the actual background.
man. Just send the
That one
other
looks
background
just as
so we
great.
all put it together next time.
Well, guys, thank you for having me as well. And we had a really good start for the season, so I'm happy with the results so far. I like what I'm seeing from the lads. Midfield looks kind of strong. I'm surprised to see Krunic play that well. And honestly, the only criticism that I would have is for Theo. I'm not really kind of picking on players, but for me, Theo has always been one of the top players of this team. So for this season, I don't want to see him do the same mistakes over and over again. I want to see the guy progress. I want to see him to become the next starter for France, and he should aim for that. So this is the season to do that. But honestly, we had a really good game. The mindset is there. The locker room seems kind of tight, and we should be lucky to enjoy what we're seeing so far. I mean, it's a blast to see San Siro full again, even halfway, and probably we'll have the next 3 signings over the next weekend. So I'm excited to see which players are going to be the next AC Milan players.
Yeah, just to add on to that about Theo, I think everyone knows he got called up for the first time for this little international break for World Cup qualifiers, and I was actually happy. Like before, I didn't really mind because we can avoid more injuries, but it's good for him obviously, and also I think it really is going to motivate him because the first game he was probably our worst player, and he needs to get back into full fitness. Today he looked much better. He didn't make any silly mistakes, and he looked dangerous at times against Nandes, who's a good player. So Yeah, I think this is definitely going to keep shaping him up towards, full fitness, and he's getting back to his, high quality. And we're going to need it soon because next game is going to be difficult, but that's in a couple weeks, so we have plenty of time to enjoy this one.
I think our next game is in 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think 3 weeks. Yeah.
No, the 12th of August.
September 12th.
September, so it's 2 weeks.
So 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
The caveat
So is it just a 1 week international break then?
Yeah.
And we're playing against Liverpool, Lazio, and Juventus. Our next 3 games.
Lazio,
Juventus?
Liverpool, Juventus, and I think another Champions League game straight away.
What a crazy month.
Guys, we're back, guys. We're a big team now.
But to be fair, Lazio is going to play Europa League, and Juventus is going to play Champions League as well. So they are in the same boat, more or less. So I'm not worried about that. I hope we have all the players. I'm a bit worried about not having Kessie and Benacer fully fit against Liverpool. I still rely more on them too than Krunic and Tonali. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But Tonali played really well, so I wouldn't mind Tonali Benacer for that game. But I'm worried Pioli is gonna pull out the Krunic Tonali against Liverpool. That is a bit scary. Not because they are not good enough. I don't think Krunic is a bad player. It's just they can get intimidated from the event, from the stadium, because Anfield is an insane stadium. It's really tough to play.
Are we playing?
Full.
Yeah, we're
playing
playing at
Anfield?
Anfield. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
September 15th. 2 points. One, just to kind of agree with what Lyre just said, and about Krunic and Tonali. What I thought that Krunic played really well, and I think I noticed that one of the reasons why is because towards all second half, and then the second half of the first half, the game really opened up, and I think he's very good when he's not being pressed heavily. I think maybe he still needs to work on his being press resistant, but I think that really helped him have a great game. And yeah, he was really good. And my second point was kind of what I was going to say earlier about Giroud. And I saw a comment about his hold-up play, and I thought it was really good. And I was curious. Obviously, Roy said he's getting more excited about Giroud. Nathan still said he isn't. And I remember in the past saying he's not good at holding the play up, but he could have easily had an assist for Leao when he was clean on goal. And he kept dropping back, and he kept laying the ball off to his teammates today. I thought he did really well. I'm excited.
Yeah,
Lair, what was your bet for Giroud at the beginning of the season?
What do you mean? Sorry.
How many goals you mean?
Yeah, I think you had a bet with Roy.
My bet about Giroud was that he's going to score more goals than Andre Silva this season.
Oh.
Because everyone was regretting Andre Silva, and I told them, listen, Giroud is going to score more goals than him this season.
How he play? Not just the goals, but the whole game.
I didn't see how they play. Sorry.
I watched the 2 full games, and honestly, the guy, I think we made a mistake.
No, let's don't talk about that because he's not an AC Milan player.
Hey guys,
I'm not trying to start something there, but all I'm saying is that I think because he's playing as a right wing in front.
Yeah, but he's playing for a team that is fighting for relegation, for not to get relegated. So the pressure is different. He's not even a player of that team. So if he does bad, he still comes back to AC Milan. So basically, he's playing without pressure. With the teammates, they are not better than him. They are at the same level. So he goes and is not. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone.
Hold on. He's on loan. He's on loan.
Yeah, he's on loan with the
obligation
to buy, but depends on certain terms. So
which player?
What's the obligation? Like what does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's like they don't get relegated. They just
Lair. Frankfurt is not a relegated team. Just to start with.
Yeah, but
I thought Haga was a full.
No, it's a loan with obligation if they don't get relegated.
Okay, I thought at first when I read it was just a full deal for I think 12 million.
So it depends. You don't have how many games he's going to play. So usually these things are if he plays at least 20 games, we're gonna pay for him and stuff like that. So I know he's doing goals, but the other guys that are playing instead of him at San Siro, they're doing well. So I don't think he's a regret. But if Casti doesn't have a market and he's going at the last day of the market for a loan with option to buy or whatever, That's what you have to do. You have to sacrifice someone to get 12 million. But we're gonna talk about that maybe another day.
Yeah.
Rohit, tell us, man, what do you think about the game? A quick
Rohit.
analysis.
Yeah,
What up, Rohit?
so I hope Roy just got a first-hand account of what happens when you actually have a proper functioning number 10 in the middle of the park. We actually start moving the ball faster. We started moving the ball faster. The transitions were smoother, and it's just too early for me to start praising Diaz, but I just wanted to show like how Hakan was
Yeah.
We're losing you, Rohit. We're
Yeah,
losing you.
D-
All the shit talk of Çalhanoğlu is forcing the internet to. The internet is censoring you.
Oh, real quick about Andre Silva. I don't think he's gonna score many goals this year.
I mean, maybe he's gonna score 18 goals. Giroud is gonna
No.
score 19.
Guys,
He's
since
not.
we're-
He's not gonna get that much because Silva is not a player that plays very well by himself. And when he was at Frankfurt, he had Jovic with him as well. And at Leipzig, they switched their formation to a 4-2-3-1, and it doesn't suit that team at all. They've been used to a 3-back with Julian Nagelsmann, and unless they get used to their system, I've watched each of their games so far, and they have been hot garbage in a 4-2-3-1.
Anyway,
didn't they win
we're
their
gonna
first
talk-
game like 4-0 or 4-1? Didn't Leipzig win that? And Szoboszlai 2 goals. And by the way,
Guys,
Jovic came in this only in the
We
second
need to
half.
talk
of the
about
season
AC
last year.
Milan. here.
I will. I
Seriously.
have one more thing to say on the topic of ex-players. Yesterday, I saw Donnarumma's Instagram story, and it was like a post about like the game that PSG had today, and he was on the bench for the whole game again today. So pretty funny.
He made a mistake.
And before getting into the game today, man, Larry is going to take over and he's going to dictate that. But just in response to Raheem, Brahim was fantastic, guys. I love what Brahim is doing technically and his ability, and I love his attitude. I love that he's not scared,
He's
and
confident.
he's confident, and he's a playmaker. He's an offensive playmaker, and I love it. I've got nothing. I've got no regrets. Nothing for me. Çalhanoğlu is a pass. The only thing is, like, I never really hated Çalhanoğlu. That's it. But Brahim Diaz is excellent. I love Brahim Diaz. I got nothing negative to say.
Yeah,
Only
Brahim
positive.
Diaz.
I just wanted to get the opinion of both Roy and Light on this. I
What?
sort of kind of found a different kind of role for Tonali in this game, where he was actually playing more as an attacking midfielder or a Mizala, like an attacking Mizala. What
Nathan
did
was
you
saying
guys
that,
think
yeah.
of that?
Yeah, Nathan
Yeah.
was saying that as well, and I was telling him that actually I was happy because Tonali needs to attack. I think he has more quality to give on the last 30 meters than Krunic. So I prefer Krunic to go deep and play with the defenders, and Tonali go more forward and help Selemakers to build up the attacking situation. You know,
Yeah.
so I like that. That's why I like. I think Tonali did a great game for that, not just for the goal and the great, amazing free kick he had, but the fact that he was brave, courage to go forward and to show to the supporters in San Siro that actually he's a talented player. He deserves to wear that shirt. That gives me a lot of hope on the guy. I feel like he's going to the right path mentally, because that is the main thing when you play for AC Milan, to be ready mentally to do that. That's it.
I agree with that. And, you know, one thing that I noticed, like, a long time ago when I watched him at Brescia, I always said to myself when I watched him play, it's like he's so wasted there in the back playing with the defenders. Like, he looks better when he's up top creating things. So I like the fact that they're using him this way. And he just and today he showed more courage than last game. And he, I mean, I'm all for it. Today he was perfect.
I think it has a lot to do with during the preseason and the first game of the season, Krunic wasn't given much of the responsibility. He wasn't given the confidence from the coach and his teammates to do what he did today, and I feel like they're much more confident in his ability to recover balls and allow Tonali to go forward. And you didn't see that in the preseason. Tonali had to sit back there because, you know, his decision making was a lot better.
And Pete, I'll to go off of that, because of that decision to switch their roles, all Krunic has to do is just get the ball, look for the players that create, and just give it to them. You don't need to do flicks. You don't need back heels. You just need, before you see the ball, you look left or right to see where each person is, get the ball and give it to them. And that is all you need to do. And you will be 100% effective in this system.
I think I think this was actually a 4-3-3 more than it was a 4-2-3-1. I didn't see a double pivot kind of movement from Tonali and Krunic on this one, where it looks like Krunic was actually playing more as a holding midfielder, and Leao and Tonali were coming in deep and kind of taking the ball and moving forward. And there was even one thing which I liked was these long balls from Mignon were actually going straight to the striker, and Leao actually beat was it Godin or Carboni? I don't remember. They went
Godin, I
straight. Yeah,
Godin.
he was yeah. So he was beaten for pace, and if I don't remember who put out his leg. If that defender had not put out his leg, Giroud would have got his hat trick.
Oh,
Godin scored. Godin saved like 4 goals.
Oh, yeah,
Hey, guys, I want
good game.
this comment here, guys, is a really good comment. I want to know what you guys think about this. As we know, Brahim is on a 2-year loan. If he continues building on his game like this, don't you think even if activate the buy option, Real would buy back straight away?
Yeah,
It depends if the player wants to go back to Real Madrid.
If Brahim Diaz wants to keep vibing with us, I think he'll stay.
I think what he means is if he's doing that good, and we decide to get him, Real Madrid would be better off buying him and then selling him back so they can get a better profit.
Exactly.
Well, they cannot do that.
They can there.
They can.
If the player doesn't want, they cannot buy him.
But no, they can.
It's an obligation to buy. So basically, we're gonna pay that 25 million after 2 years, and Real Madrid has the right to buy for 30 million or something like that.
27.
But just if the player wants.
Mm-hmm.
So they cannot buy him back if the player doesn't want.
They're not going to buy him back if he adamantly wants to stay.
Exactly. If he wants to be our number 10.
He loves Real Madrid, though. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's still
he's Spanish, and he grew up there.
All Spanish players have that sort of
kind of out of that sale. They can actually just buy him back and sell him back to a different team if they want to. Yeah. I mean, it happened before, so Madrid does this a lot of times.
But actually, I think I remember only once where they actually bought that player back, and that was Morata. I don't remember another player. If anybody can remember,
I think this is a problem we should deal when he's coming. And I don't think Brahim is so sure he wants to go back to Real Madrid if he's playing so well in Serie A and he is one of the key players of AC Milan. I don't think he's so sure the thing.
It's a long way away, man.
It's like 2 years. Let's see what's going to happen in 2 years. Maybe Real Madrid is full with talent. He's bought like all the Galacticos and he's not even thinking to go to Brahim Diaz. You never know what Real Madrid is going to do in 2 years. Maybe La Liga is not appealing anymore. AC Milan is in a spot with a lot of players, a lot of talent, and he wants to stay and win with us because we are looking better than Real Madrid. So you never know what's going to happen. I don't think we should worry about that right now.
Worst case scenario, we get a really good player for 2 years.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the best scenario is to get another 10 now. I mean, just to because I don't want to put all that stress on Diaz for all the games coming up.
Yes,
I think we will.
Too many games.
We'll get another one.
You have Rebic for that position. Rebic can do that position in a different way, Leao
Player-
that position.
Champions League playing Rebic in that position will be bad for us. Just
You know what
Rebic
is
is
bad for
one
us?
weird guy.
You know what is bad for us? Buying a half player, wasting 15 millions, and the next summer don't have 15 millions.
Guys,
buy a big
I
player.
sorry for interrupting. I just read Pioli's press match conference, and he just said that he's expecting 2 players to join in the next 3 days. I don't know.
Oh, let's go.
I don't know if
Excellent.
I don't know if he meant he included Bakayoko in that.
I think
But if
Bakayoko. I think included.
Well, that's
Bakayoko.
reasonable. I mean, I don't mind if it's only one other player. It would be good if we got a number 10 and a right winger, but if we could just get a player that could play in both positions, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I
Romain
really like
Faivre.
Favre. I really like that.
I hope this Aunas guy comes to fruition. I really like Aunas. Yeah, I really like the
Oh,
way he plays.
After his
if
performance
Gassi is
today,
leaving, the number
Yeah,
7
after
is
his-
going to be up for
he
grabs,
played-
right?
he
So-
played
Wait,
really
guys, I
well
got
today.
confused. You
Which
guys are
player?
saying a lot of names.
Adam Unas.
Oh, is he linked with us again?
Yeah.
yes,
He looks,
DiMarzio
he
linked
looks great. He looks.
DiMarzio linked him today.
I noticed him. I
That'll be a
watched a
beautiful
lot of
sign.
him on Crotone last year because I was watching the Serie A, and he had a lot of games where he would, like, he's really good at taking people on one, and he's got pace too. He had a good game today for Napoli.
And his work rate in the back is also good. He's a fighter. He doesn't, he's a no nonsense fighter.
Yeah.
Small, diminutive, but fighter.
Yeah, I
Just to
think.
clarify, for Roy, this comment says that James is going to Porto, which I agree with. So probably we're gonna get the kid Corona that plays for Mexico. So I'm excited for this kid. I've seen him play a lot in the past, and he always showed like a lot of technical ability, and he can dribble and open up the game. So I'm excited to see a winger come into Milan like that.
You're Anwar, right? I
Yes.
don't know your name. Sorry. Yeah. So one more thing that I just noticed was that PSG have left out Sarabia from their squad. So I don't know where. It's all very confusing. It's all very tempting. I hope. I mean, I've heard that Sevilla are interested in Corona, and Sevilla are also interested in Sarabia as well. So if
Milan too. So
I hate that.
it's either we get in Corona or Sarabia, and Sevilla is getting the other one.
Did Messi play today?
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he got
he's
substituted into the game, unlike Donnarumma.
Loser.
You guys.
Laird, isn't it funny though how we're defending the management and how Mike is? I always said Mike is such a great keeper, but since not many fans watched him at Lille, I feel like so everyone is just immediately saying that he was so much worse than Donnarumma. I'm not saying he's better, but he's better at definitely a couple things, and he can be better than him. They're both really good.
I think people are overestimating the position of the goalkeeper, which is important. But when you have a solid goalkeeper and you have a great team in front of him, that's enough. You don't need the best goalkeeper in the world. Real Madrid won 3 Champions League in a row, not with the best goalkeeper in the world.
But he's world class. We have a
Inter
world
won
class.
Serie A without the best goalkeeper
Yeah,
of the
but-
Serie A.
But we have a world class goalkeeper. Mike is not
Exactly.
like
Yeah, exactly.
average or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
He was
He's
the
a
best
world-class.
last year statistically. There was an announcer or a commentator during in the United States today where I was watching from, and he actually made a good comparison with Magnan and Ederson because both are really good at passing. Ederson's probably better at passing because that's what he's
I think
really
Magnan is
good
better
at
at
passing.
passing. I've
Yeah,
seen
Ederson's gotten great assists, but and
even I
then
had the same commentator. I had the same commentator as Antonio did. I heard that was actually a great analysis. I
Right.
think what I like about Mignon is that like from Donnarumma, what he's different is that he's actually more commanding in terms of his box, and he actually calls out the defenders, and he's actually better with the feet. That's something that we didn't have under Donnarumma. And one thing the commentator mentioned was how that he's able to ping those long balls straight into the strikers, and that actually keeps the defender, the centre backs of the opposition on their toes. So when you're having a player like Leao and Mignon can just ping the ball into him, like he did against Sampdoria and against Cagliari as well. It's given us an extra option. That's something that we didn't have under Donnarumma. So I'm not. I think it was. It looks like an upgrade. I'm not so sure, but it definitely looks like an upgrade. I know Roy is not going to like this, but I think it looks like an
I
upgrade.
don't know if it's an upgrade, but I'm happy. I think
I
he's
think
great.
I want to say for our type of game is an upgrade because we need a goalkeeper that plays well with the feet, and because you have Leao up front, when the opposition is putting you on high pressure, what do? You just give the ball to Magnan, and he's gonna give a long pass to Leao, which is gonna be a pain in the ass, and you're gonna see that a lot with Liverpool because Liverpool has the defensive line is quite high. And I think Pioli is going to try to do that. And he's going to tell Magnan and all the defense, as soon as you feel the pressure of Salah and Mane, give the ball to Magnan that is going to send the Leao. So at least we can breathe a bit and be dangerous against Liverpool. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really tough game.
That's a great point. That's a great point because I'm thinking about just in my head a couple of times scenarios when Leao has been in those situations and he has a good control, so he's good at settling the ball. The thing is, can he be consistent enough to finish? And we'll see. Because I'm thinking to the Sampdoria chance and also against Manchester United, he was slightly offside in the first game, but Kjaer sent him a ball over. And today when Kjaer gave him a really good pass, I think it was Kjaer, and he controlled it with his chest and then went straight in. That was a great play.
I mean, Giroud, the first half, what a ball was that to Leao, man?
Yeah, through the legs.
So good.
Guys, I want to ask one thing because we didn't really talk about this, but the defense looks really solid with Kieran Tomori.
Yeah,
I don't see any day Romagnoli stepping on that field and benching one of them. So,
but we need depth. We need depth.
Roy, my question is: the guy still has 1 year left in his contract. There is no news about the renewal. So what?
Basically, I'll tell you what Milan is gonna do because we are such a bunch of gentlemen. We're gonna keep him in the squad. We're gonna keep him part of the project. And at the end of the year, he's gonna leave for free, and we're gonna tell him to fuck off in a nice way.
In all there,
I think we have to do that this time around. Even though I'm not a big fan of that, with him, I think we need it because in the Champions League, if Tomori or Kjaer gets injured, I would rather have Romagnoli, who's already experienced, come in.
Roy, to be honest with you, I'd rather try Gabia, Caldara, or even Kalulu there, and try to trade Romagnoli to Barcelona or Chelsea and get a winger.
Caldara left.
Well, Gabi is definitely ready to be a starter.
He's the starting center back for Venezia now.
Listen, guys, Romagnoli is gonna be a good depth, and if you put Romagnoli on the stands or you want to punish the guy, you put Pioli in a difficult situation because you have a player that is training with a youth team probably or not training at all, which is friends with a lot of players in the squad. So you're putting a really bad vibe to the group.
I just think we should trade him because with 1 year left, I don't want to see him leave again for free. That same scenario, I will. No, I think
guys, who cares if he leaves for free? We're not a bank. We are a football team. We don't need the 10 million. I mean, of course, we need 10 million, but if we can, it's better.
If you were PSG there, if we had the bank account of PSG or City, I wouldn't mind if he left for free. But I know that Milan needs the money, needs the cash. So it's either we get.
Do you need 10 millions or you need a squad that is, a squad environment that is actually relaxed and not nervous?
Because if he's leaving in 1 year for free, you can use him now to actually get a player from Lazio or any team that you want to fill in that position. So
yeah, but he's going to be a worse player.
You're not going to do it now anyway. I don't see us making any movement there until January, if we do it all.
I think. Sorry. I think we're going to see Romagnoli. We're going to see more Romagnoli than we expect. I think.
I actually kind of. I'm not a huge fan of Romagnoli. Roy and Antonio knows that. I've been a huge hater of Romagnoli.
We've seen your Twitter account.
He has receipts, man.
Yeah. So
the threads.
So yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of Romagnoli, but I haven't seen any offers come in for Romagnoli, except today I saw a news rumor from Il Messaggero, which is one of the most reliable sources for Lazio. So there was a report that if Lazio were to sell Stefan Vavro, then they would go for Romagnoli, and Romagnoli is a very famous Lazio fan. But I think with only 2 days left in the transfer market, I don't think that's going to materialize. But other than that, I haven't seen any like rumor for him or any sort of a offer for him to buy him. And we all
We
know
don't
that
have
his
a replacement ready either.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
Need to
yeah
buy,
yeah.
we
So
need to buy
that's
someone to replace him.
I think
thing
Roy
is-
made a great point. Sorry, Antonio, just give me
Yeah,
a minute. Yeah. So Roy made a great point. So let's say in case if Kier or Tomori is injured, we actually do need Romagnoli to be starting for us because he's 26. He's a bit more mature than Gabia or Kalulu, and he's obviously our captain, which Pioli has mentioned a lot of times. So we actually need a good depth. I mean, obviously he can't play against a Liverpool or a team that has fast attackers, but if we can sub him in against smaller teams like Udinese or against the lower league teams who are not having good pacey attackers, then I think Romagnoli can do that, and we can spare care for the better teams like Juventus and Lazio and Napoli. So if
I
we can,
disagree.
if yeah,
I
so
think Gabbia needs to be utilized before Romagnoli because Gabbia has an actual future with the team, and Gabbia has already shown
Exactly what
when
I'm
he's a
trying to
starter.
say.
When Gabbia has already shown when he's a starter, and last year he started for us for a few months because of injuries. Gabbia was extremely solid.
He was.
So,
He
so
was.
Gab-
No doubt
that
about
means Gabbia
I'm
has
not
more room to improve, and because Gabbia has more room to improve,
Yeah,
it
but
would be more
Gabia,
beneficial.
but
But-
it's
but-
even better to have Chiair, Tomori, Romagnoli, and Gabia. That's four
No,
great
I'm saying-
defenders for
But
two
Roy,
seasons.
I'm not
why
saying
would
to get
you
rid
invest
of
in a player
I'm
that's
not-
going to leave at the end of the year?
right. I'm exactly. Don't invest in a player
Because we
who-
need him, I think.
Yeah, but
We don't
Okay.
actually have Gabia. You can give him prospects to play. Like
right, Roy,
He's
Roy,
gonna play. Everyone is gonna play, guys. Don't worry about that.
look
They
at it
all
like
gonna
this.
play.
Tons of games
Look at it
this
like
year.
this.
Too
Look at
many
it like
games.
this. Look at it like this. If Romagnoli is not going to be with this team next year, he's not signing a contract. Why would you waste an entire year of not developing
a different
Gabia?
player.
That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all.
I told you guys, a defender developed differently from a striker. A striker needs to play actual games. Defenders need to learn the game. So
Gabia knows the game.
even
He already proved it last year.
yeah, I know, but even training with Tomori, Kier, and Romagnoli, he learns a lot about the game, and he's going to play. He's going to play Coppa Italia. He's going to play a lot of games because
I think he's going to play. Yeah.
And I'm not
exactly
And I'm
he's
not
going to play 15
So,
games this
There,
I'm
season.
not saying
the
to get rid of
interviews I read
Romagnoli.
is that Inter is looking at Romagnoli's kind of deal with Milan right now, so they're preparing maybe a deal for next year. Why would I prepare another player to give for free for Inter? That's just dumb for me. That's not the
But
right.
if we sell Romagnoli, who's you going to replace him with?
We
it doesn't
have Gabi
matter, Roy.
Kalulu.
But you do
No,
not.
Gabia's not enough.
We also have Kalulu.
Yeah, that's
Kalulu's
not
gonna
enough.
play
too.
right
Can we let's simplify this talk? We don't have time to sell Romagnoli. The
I'm not
market
saying
You
closed.
actually do, Lair. It happens in the last minutes of the Mercato. Things happen.
But
The thing is this:
But-
if we sell him, our two like we have 3 competitions, and our 2 bench center backs are Gabia, and then we have Kalulu who can play center back.
But
So,
he's going to be.
if we-
he's not playing the.
In my opinion, we're in no rush to sell him because it's good to have 3 good center backs, especially. And if he leaves for free next season, okay, it's fine. If Kessie leaves for free next season, that's a different story, in my opinion. But I don't mind having him as a really good depth player for this important season that we have. And then if he ends up leaving for free, he ends up leaving. That's my
Kessie,
opinion.
yeah, Kessie's different. Kessie, I would rather sell him because he can make some decent money with Kessie. Romagnoli.
Lazio's not going to buy Romagnoli. They don't have the money for that.
And I'm not saying
Tito's
sell
not going to
Romagnoli.
chill out.
No one in Italy has the money to buy Romagnoli in this.
I didn't say to sell him Roy and Lair.
Look, if
All
an
you
offer
can actually
comes-
use him for a trade. Other
an
teams
offer
might be
comes-
interested in getting Romagnoli, and they can pay up his contract as well.
Who
And
would you trade him with?
If an offer comes, then we should take the offer. But if an offer doesn't come, then it would be beneficial to keep him. But he should not be the second choice if Cahier or Tomori gets hurt. It should be Gabbia.
Well,
Anyway,
the training will tell that.
Exactly. It's the training that's going to decide. If he trains and he's more prepared than Gabbia, he's going to play, because I understand you guys want Gabbia to grow. I want more than you guys, Gabbia to become the next Nesta. But he can become the next Nesta next year. That is completely fine.
all I'm saying, Lair, is we should not prepare players for other teams for free.
Romagnoli is 28 years old, 27. He's already prepared.
But still, next year is going to be the World Cup. Maybe his level is going to grow a lot, but I don't want to see Milan do the same mistakes over and over and over again. Now you are in the same situation you had with Donnarumma and Hakan, and even less. The guy is a bench player now. So
listen, if we
I
go
would
top
agree
four,
with the Donnarumma Hakan, because they are key players to the team, to the starting 11. You need them to play every game. But now Romagnoli, it's your plan B. If things do not end up well, we're gonna use Romagnoli.
But look at how beautiful that looks. Chiara Tomorrow, look at that quartet. It's like a
looks
beautiful
good,
quartet.
It looks good, but financially and from a strategic point, it's not.
Yeah.
Like we have to agree on the footballing thing. Yes, Romagnoli is a good player to the team. We all agree on that.
but you guys, can we agree on the fact that his agent is a motherfucker and already has a deal?
Exactly. We need to deal with the situation
Can we
now.
agree with that?
No,
Raiola has a very good deal with the
yes.
big club on waiting for Romagnoli the contract to run, so he can get a big fee. Romagnoli can get a big contract, and AC Milan is not going to get any money of that. Can we agree with that? So now what we do? We put him in a stand, or we actually use him?
You use him as the third.
We
as
use
the
it.
third
We
place.
use it.
You use him as an option.
You only give-
not
That is-
option B.
But that is going to be Pioli to decide. Pioli needs to be democratic on that
Well,
and put the
Pioli
best
should be
player,
smart
not
enough
because.
Pioli should be smart enough to realize that Gabbia is the one who has the most potential, and you should develop him.
Yeah, but Pioli needs to go top four this season. not next
Guys,
season.
we're not. We have objectives here. We're not here to
Grow players.
The objective is top four and
last
to win
year-
the Champions League,
let me
not
ask-
growing Gabbia.
Let me ask. Last year, Gabbia was starting from the very beginning, right?
And he did great. He did
Yeah.
great.
And what place were we in?
first.
We were first.
Why? So was Gabbia not helping fulfill our objective?
I am sure that if in the training grounds Gabbia is doing better than Romagnoli, Gabbia will be plan B.
Exactly. And I want to stop this
I
conversation.
don't think so.
I want to say something. Pioli says in the previous conference interview that it probably is going to play with three defenders this season as well in some games. So when you play three defenders, let's say Kier, Romagnoli, Tomori, you need Gabbia in the bench that is coming in. Maybe if somebody gets a yellow card or you need a substitution in the last 20 minutes. So Gabbia is going to play. And don't be surprised. Maybe we're going to play with three defenders against Liverpool.
We need
You can see that ready. That's
we
going
need
to happen.
If we're going to sell Romagnoli, we need to bring and have someone ready to bring in with similar qualities. It doesn't mean Gabbia won't play. He will. He'll have tons of time to play.
Guys,
You have to fill in that box.
Yeah, I had a question to Nathan.
Yeah.
Nathan, if you're the coach of AC Milan, okay, and let's say that Kier is injured, you have to choose between Gabbia and Romagnoli. So what? I mean, you are obviously at the end judged for your results. Are you gonna like test your luck by playing a player who is not ready, or are you gonna go with experience?
It's not testing your luck. It's not testing your luck because Gabbia already proved last year when he was in
but I also
place.
saw Gabbia getting undone by Napoli in that 1-0 loss. I mean, it was partially his
Romagnoli
mistake.
was really bad
Okay,
last year.
but look,
you're gonna pick up on Romagnoli.
He was bad for a few
Okay,
games.
but look,
for 3 games.
He lost us a lot of points. He lost us a lot of games.
Time out.
You
Who's talking?
Hold on. You cannot use instances when you're looking at things like that. You can't do it because I can pick a trillion instances that will put anyone, make them look bad. You can't do that. Gabia was in the team that went first place for the entire half. So he has shown that he is at the level that he can do it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's not a test.
You're the one that
just I just
Forza
wanted to
Milan,
say,
guys. I
Thanks,
have to do something. I love you guys.
See you, man.
See you next time. I'll be listening. I'll be listening.
I just wanted to add, Gabia played against Spezia, Bologna, and Crotone. While obviously Romagnoli has made mistakes, but that was against Inter Milan and bigger teams who were having better players. So I'm not saying playing against a small team is an easy task. But when he was pitted against a better team, the only better team he played against was Napoli. He actually did not come through. I mean, Gabia did not come through. So are you going to go with your experienced player who actually has 4 to 5 years of experience behind him playing against the biggest teams, or are you going to go for somebody who just proved himself in 3 good games?
Listen, Gabia did really well that moment of the season, but that was
Yes.
that moment. Now you have to analyze how he's feeling right now. How is his mental preparation? Is if he's fit enough? How ready is that moment? So if Romagnoli is more ready than Gabia, I prefer to play Romagnoli. Basically, I prefer always to play the guy that is more ready in that moment because we need to get it done. We're not like how can I say, Sassuolo. We need to get result at the end of the season for each thing we do.
This is how I look at it. If you have Romagnoli is experienced defender of 5 years, blah 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 blah, and he does the same mistake as Gabia, who would you prefer to make that mistake? Romagnoli with ridiculous amounts of years of experience, or another defender that might barely just be a step below him and will learn from that and push to get better? Because Romagnoli is not getting better. He's
it
plateaued.
Depends on who's playing better in training, honestly. I mean, we don't see what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
And you need to see the overall of the team. Who is
as
playing
soon as one of our starting players is injured or has a knock, we'll see who Pioli trusts more.
All I'm saying, guys, is right now, is the only possible decision that we can make about the future of this Romagnoli kind of deal. After this, Raiola has the power, and he decides what's going on. So if you're going to do the same kind of scenario with this guy again, and you have the same agent, so you already know it's going to happen, and you allow it to happen for a backup plan, I wouldn't agree with that. I think the management is making a bad decision. And I would agree if with the management making the objective, I would applaud that and say they're doing great work. But also, if they're making a mistake, we should highlight that. And for me, if you're going to rely on a player who's going to leave for free and prepare him for a different team, and he's going to start there, you're making a big mistake again.
Anwar, I had a question for that. I mean, what should the management do? I mean, to solve the situation?
So for me, how do you solve this situation? There is no offer coming from Romagnoli, but for sure, if you offer him to other teams, they might be interested in the profile. He's not a bad player; he's a good player, so you can use him for a transfer.
And how do you know that he has not been offered to other teams?
We don't know. Me and you, we don't know what's going on. But I think if the management allows this to happen by the end of the Mercato, you had 3 months or 2 months to prepare for this, and you did not.
Again, how do you know that he has not been offered to other clubs?
Exactly. All I'm saying, all I say is,
so it's basically. Let's just for the sake of argument, let's just say that Maldini contacted the SD of Lazio, who need a centre back since a long time, and said, you know what, his name is Iglitare. You know what, we don't want Romagnoli here. Why not you take him? So Tare asked, okay, so what's your valuation? So Maldini said we value him at 15 million. Tare says no, we don't want him. So what do we do for that?
Or I'll do another example. I'll do another example to you. Barcelona Barcelona says to AC Milan, I want Romagnoli, I'll give you 15 millions. Romagnoli says, I don't want to go to Barcelona.
So you
Because
That's also a very relevant point.
Because
So,
he
yeah.
already has a deal with Chelsea, with Bayern Munich, with PSG, or
So
whatever.
this player is trying to fuck up his history with Milan.
Mino Raiola is fucking up Manchester
I don't care
United.
about Raiola or listen to me. Ibrahimovic has Raiola. We don't have this problem with Ibra. So it comes up to the player deciding by the end. If the player says no,
years old, no one wants him.
Let me finish my sentence, Lair. If he says no, I'm not going for this deal, and they have the right contract, they offer him the right salary, and he wants to stay and then live for free, then he should be benched. And that's how you deal with these situations. And you utilize Gabbia and make potential for the kid to actually play because he's been loyal to Milan. And if Romagnoli is going to decide this way, why should I be loyal to Romagnoli?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll explain you why. If you do that, you burn your bridges with Raiola, which has control.
You don't actually layer because Raiola is always going to bring players to Milan.
Yes, because Raiola controls 200 football players, plus he knows other agents, and he's going to talk and say, don't bring that player to AC Milan or sell that player 20% more. You burn bridges. That's not
really Donnarumma left for free. The bridges are not burned there. So Raiola knows how to work this. It depends on the players, and the players actually make the decision. We've seen that with Gigio. Gigio could have decided to stay. He did not. It's not Raiola. Start picking on Raiola.
No, I'm not saying stop picking on Raiola. Raiola is telling Romagnoli.
So it depends on Romagnoli. It's his choice. Like, I don't care about between him and Raiola.
Guys,
he wants 7 million a year. Milan is not going to give 7 million.
Guys, Antonio.
If he doesn't sign the contract, that means he's not allowing Milan to make a profit from him.
Exactly.
And he's not signing the contract. And he's not signing the
contract. I know these things. You guys are
don't play him. Then don't play him. He is screwing Milan over. Either you sign the contract or you leave.
No, I'm sorry. We need to play him because he's actually. I don't think he's. You know how I feel about him. I'm not saying he's great, but I think that we need to. We need to get results.
I can back up Anton. Actually, I can back up Anthony on that point. If let's say Kjaer gets an injury and he's out for like 3 months.
Play Gabbia.
Okay, Gabbia get an injury. Let's say we are like the previous season.
Okay, then you also have Kalulu.
What?
You gotta play Romagnoli. He has the experience.
Kalulu played last year and he played well, so you can actually use the guy.
Okay, so wait, so Nathan, quick question. So that means when Kessie comes back, we should bench him as well, right?
No, this is different. We're talking about a bench player. Kessie is a key player to the team.
Right.
Now, Romagnoli is not key as much as Kessie.
I mean, I think that Romagnoli can still help us out a lot off the bench.
It's not about helping. That's not what it is. It comes down to how Romagnoli is using AC Milan.
How is he using him? This is the last year of us. He's just fulfilling his contract.
I just can't wait until we're playing Liverpool. He's not going to. Tomori and Kjaer injured, and we have Gabbia and Kalulu, who looked like shit against Manchester
No, we don't.
United,
We actually won the games. We actually lost when we had Romagnoli playing.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Why would people not agree with that? Why would people still love Romagnoli that much? I love the kid.
I don't love Romagnoli,
but I think he was the worst defender of Milan.
You know how you did this thing?
The least of all these defenders. I think Gabbia did better. I think Kalulu even did better for what we brought him for.
I think
he played not even his position.
I wanted to say that I feel like this Romagnoli debate's going on for a bit too long, but my last words about this are, look, I'm not a Romagnoli fan, but knowing Pioli, he is the third center back no matter what because of his experience and I think he has been loyal to the team. And he's just running down his contract, and lots of players do that naturally. Like Mbappe, for instance, is going to do it.
You know who else?
And listen, hold on. And so I'm just saying, there's no real situation where Romagnoli is not going to play, and it's not going to come in off the bench as the first choice center back. Like, if we're being honest here.
Yeah,
you're right. Shows us something in training, and he's better. I don't know.
Pioli is going to use Romagnoli, but that's not the right decision. But
guys, if we go top 4, is the right decision. At the end of the
we
season,
were already top
if you
4
manage to go top 4, that is the right decision.
We were top 4 when we were already top 4 when we had Gabia.
Exactly.
But Nathan, didn't Romagnoli also play a lot of the games in the first part of the season? That like it wasn't just Gabia playing all those games. Romagnoli did play a lot of those, and he played well in the first half.
It wasn't just Gabia, but to say Gabia isn't ready when he was one of the main defensive factors when we were first place, and saying that he's not ready is incorrect.
For me, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying.
Guys, the question is, you guys know, I did a video. I wanted Romagnoli to go out of this club. But you guys know, 2 months ago when the market started, I wanted Romagnoli out. That is 48 hours and the market finished. Romagnoli is not going, so we have to keep him, and we have to keep him in the squad. Part of the project. Because if you don't want to keep him in the project, yeah, you need to be pragmatic because you're not going to get a better player than Romagnoli with less than 10 million. No chance. So keep him. At least you keep 10 million in your pocket. You don't spend 10 million for another player. You go through the season. You achieve your results, what you need, and you tell him to fuck off. End of the story. That is the way to do it. And you don't burn your bridges with the agents and players and friends of players and stuff like that. Simple as that.
Well, I don't agree with that, Lair, and let's kick it at that.
Well, but the solution you guys wanna do is not possible.
Let me ask you guys.
How is it not possible?
Let's wrap this up. Let me ask you a question, real quick. Let me ask you a question. How much? First question. You don't have to elaborate. How much do you think realistically right now, today, we could get for Romagnoli?
I mean, it's not really a sale. You can actually trade him. That's the thing. These players are actually used for a trade. And we've seen...
Give me a value, because players are worth value. So give me a value.
So with 1 year left on his contract, his value is going to drop a lot. He's not starting. So, I'm guessing between 10 and 15 million. That's his actual value right now.
Okay. All right. Stop. Now, if he plays a factor as our third center back this year and as our captain, is that not worth 10 to 15 million if he helps us get into the championship?
So the thing is, actually, he's not the captain on the big. Not for to start with, he's the captain on paper, but on games, Calabria is the actual captain. He's talking to the rest.
He's not Romagnoli captain. That's why they're not taking the armband away.
On the big night is Calabria, and Calabria can be as well Milan's captain. I did not see any kind of leadership on Romagnoli throughout the 5 years past.
Then why is he still the captain?
I never agreed with him being the captain. That's the thing.
Why is he? Are they just all?
I think because we did not have a leader back then, and when
he's still the captain.
When Ibra came in, we saw leadership on this team.
He's still the captain. Is a difference. If he played right now today, if he had played today, Calabria wouldn't have worn the armband. Why is that?
How many people do you would agree with Romagnoli still be the captain of Milan? I don't agree with that. I think
everyone at Milan agrees with that.
Once a player becomes a captain, unless they do something to really mess up, not like on the field, but like something off field to mess up, they're not going to be stripped of their captain armband. They're never going to be stripped of their captain armband. That's not how it works.
All I'm saying is that you can actually use his value for 10 to 15 million, add probably another 10 million, and buy a Serie A player. And that's all you do, and you actually utilize this kind of
guys
to make a deal.
Why are we like trying to worry about this transfer business when it's very likely not going to happen? I think we should just move on to talk about the real transfer news at this point.
I agree with that.
This is kind of being exaggerated.
I gotta go in like.
I'm not exaggerating, man. All I'm saying is that we've seen this situation happen many times over, and I don't want to see the same scenario happen again and again.
Before we talk about the transfer market,
there's a pragmatic way of doing it right now.
I think it's the only solution to keep Romagnoli and finish the season with Romagnoli.
Even if we keep him, he should not be the person who comes in next.
You cannot do that to a coach. You cannot tell a coach, listen, you are going to play Gabia and not Romagnoli. Romagnoli is just going to train, because Romagnoli is going to understand after 2 weeks that he's giving everything. He's playing better than Gabia and still is not playing. He's going to understand that the management is telling Pioli not to play him, so it's not good. And he's going to bring a lot of discontent and break the group. So you have to keep the things as they are. Because it's not a video game. People, there is emotions, there is training, there is friendship. It's a group of players. So you cannot break that balance, that equilibrium. just because you want to prove a point.
You also don't sacrifice a defender who is very close to Romagnoli just to play him. And then
no one is sacrificing anyone. Gabi is 21 years old. He has a career in front of him. He's getting paid millions to play football.
You would rather waste a year of.
He's not wasting a year. He's
a really good year, Laird, because
this is the perfect time to play Gabbia.
Don't worry about Gabbia. Let's talk about Leao. I want to talk about the last point of the game. Leao, what do you guys think about Leao in general?
I think he played well.
He's utilizing his speed better because we know Leao does not have good stamina. So now it's forcing him to think, how can he utilize his speed by not using 100%? He doesn't need 100% to beat these defenders. He's fine at 60 to 75%, but it comes down to his positioning. Where is he positioned when he starts to do his runs? And when he continues to figure that out, he'll be able to last longer while playing. And you already know when you become fatigued, then that's when your concentration goes down, your touch goes down, decision making. You know, the more tired you become, the less sharp you become.
Guys, I thought Leao played good today, and I think in the past, as well as in the Sampdoria game, he did well. Of course, he has to be a bit more clinical on his finishes, but overall, his work rate, I think, definitely improved. And, I think that's important because I did see a little bit less work rate last season, but he looks more involved in the play and in the build-up play and at defending as well. So, I think that he's definitely improving, and I know that he can finish better. So I think he just has to find that form and the confidence, but I think it's good, and especially now there's other players that can kind of take that pressure off him, like Giroud and other players that can score. So I think it's good. I think he's going to develop well. He should have a good season.
And you know what? I think I'll just say one thing. Sorry, Pete.
You're good.
I think what really helped him too is that the team wasn't just knocking the ball long. Like the team kept possession really well. When we high pressed and got the ball back, we just didn't always try and go for the goal because that's going to burn you out. Like if you high press, then you got to track back, then you got to run back again. That's over 180 yards of sprinting back and forth, and you don't even get the ball. So when you do that, you need to keep the ball for a few moments just to get a breather, and that's going to help the entire team.
Yeah. Let me just add what I think, and then I gotta go get dinner for the family, before they starve. I think Leao. I have pit bull kids, and they need food. But I think Leao had one of his best games I've seen, just all around. He didn't contribute. He contributed with the one goal, I guess. But it was everything else. It was his movement off the ball, movement with the ball, keeping their defense honest, opened up a lot of space on the right and in the middle for Diaz. And he was amazing holding up the ball. His strength. He usually makes a lot more boneheaded decisions with the ball at his feet, but he was a lot better, a lot more calculated. And I liked that. He's really strong, incredibly strong, and a lot of people don't give him credit for that. I think in my mind, Giroud was the player of the match, and I think that Rafael Leao was number 2. So I'll end on that.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the game. It was a lot of fun.
Great win.
Talking to you guys.
All right, see you, man.
Good to see you.
I'll be listening.
Enjoy your dinner, man.
Forza Milan.
Forza Milan. Anwar, what do you think about Leao and Yusef? Thank you for joining us, and I want to hear your opinion about the game after.
Yeah, I really loved watching Leao today, to be honest. I think his body movement all around, I see him do a lot of runs and take it to the defense. So I like what I'm seeing so far from Leao. I think mentally he's growing up, which is the only thing missing for Leao is to grow up and define better his footballing IQ. just making decisions. And I think tonight he was really good.
All he needed was that goal, and he would have had a rating of at least 9 or 10.
Yeah. I think even like the action with Godin, the way he handled him, and I mean he's handling Godin, even though he's old now, but still, there's a lot of experience you playing around.
No, an old Leao would lose that ball. Would be really soft and lose the ball. The new Leao is all about mentally, because he always had that. He always had that talent, that strength, and everything. He's just so prepared. I think the preseason, as I always say, having a preseason is so important for these type of players, because you have time to spend with your teammates, with your coach, and they are talking to you. They're explaining what they really want from you, what they're really asking from you, and you get more relaxed. You understand what the actual objective of the season is and what is your role on that main goal the squad has. And Leao is understanding that his main goal is to be a pain in the ass on that left wing. So the defenders are always worried about him. They need to cover him. They need to go to him. So Giroud, Diaz, and the other players always have some space, and he can actually even score. Giroud had a lot of space. He can control the ball because Leao was always a pain in the ass. Was going behind him, wider, close to him. It was amazing, man. And even defensively, Theo Hernandez was struggling less because Leao was a pain in the ass on the fullback of Cagliari. So he didn't have the time to go forward. That's the role of Leao at the age of 21, 22, being a pain in the ass to the opposition. I don't mind him scoring just 10, 7, 6 goals a season. If he plays like this all the season and he scores 6 goals, that's completely fine. He's going to have his breakout. He's going to score 25 goals. Just need to be always there. Giuseppe, you go.
Yeah, about Leao.
About everything, if you want.
Let me just, since you guys are talking about Leao, just now I was reading Pioli's post-match conference or interview, and he was saying from day one when he came back from the break, he saw 3 different players, and these players were Leao, Tonali, and Kronic. And we can actually see that on the pitch. Just a side note, I wouldn't read too much into this game because Cagliari, I think, is a shit team, just like Genoa against Inter in the first game. But if we want to look at the team in terms of applying the tactics that Pioli would like them to apply, especially in the post or when the league resumed after the COVID pandemic, we are pressing high again. We're playing with high intensity. We're not allowing the oppositions to play to apply their plan. And this is what we know of Pioli football. I liked how we won the ball very high up in the pitch, and I liked our transitions. Like the third goal, Giroud's first, was fantastic. And just look at how Theo Hernandez played Brahim Diaz, and then we started our transition. Theo didn't stop. He kept running, and that run ended up pulling all the players away from Giroud. If you guys go back and look at the highlights, just look at Theo Hernandez and his off-ball movement. He did all the work, and the easy work was done actually by Giroud. The finish was second to none, but still, Theo, his determination, his commitment to apply himself, I think resulted in the goal. I'm very happy with the performance, but again, I'm just saying let's not read too much into that, because at the end of the day, it's Cagliari. It's the first game at San Siro. We have our fans back. The emotions were very high, and everyone was super excited. And they put, I think, 100% of their themselves. They applied themselves very well.
Yusuf, to go off of that as well, I think it really helps that Diaz is able to run with the ball, because once Teo gave him that, Teo split those two defenders when he gave that pass to Diaz, and Diaz has the athleticism to turn and quickly cover ground while moving forward, and that also is going to suck players to him because you just can't keep backtracking. Otherwise, Diaz will literally walk the ball into the net. And all it takes is one defender to break their defensive shape, and Giroud is left wide open. And it's like you said, it's simple off the ball movement that is going to break teams down. And damn, I had one more thing to say.
And one more thing, Brahim Diaz, man, the pass was perfect on his left foot, on Giroud left foot.
Yeah.
Hakan would have given the pass a bit longer on his right foot, and maybe Giroud would miss that chance, or maybe get a different situation. How good is Brahim Diaz? I mean, his passes are so precise on the last 30 meters, last 10 minutes.
He can keep the ball at his feet. That's the main thing. Like, you have now a player that you can pass the ball to, even with pressure, he can keep the ball.
Yeah.
So that's very reassuring for all the midfield, all the players around. Like, whenever into pressure, give it to Diaz, because maybe he can turn it around.
Yeah. And look, and also in regards to like Cagliari not being that good, in games like this, you know, we should expect score lines like these, but I don't really look at the score line. I look more towards how the team plays, because you can get 4 deflection goals, and if you don't know the context, then you just think that they just blew this team away, when in reality it was bullshit. But if you look at how Milan played, it was a lot of movement, a lot of pressing, a lot of creativity, and I don't care if we won 1,000-0. I want to know if the team played good. And if we can play good against these teams that will either sit back or, you know, apply a little bit of pressure, then we can do the same thing to other teams as well. Because, you know, against like Inter Milan or Liverpool, they don't sit back. The game's going to be open. So if we can do those intricate passing, we can break those teams down, because they are going to be pressed so high up to get the ball back from us.
And just from last season, I think, was it Cagliari the game where we could have qualified to the Champions League and we drew? So they just sit back, just like this game, but still we managed now to unlock it. I'm happy actually to see that the team grew from the same situation just few months past, and they're back at the same situation, but this time they scored a lot. So
that's the difference between having dribblers and just a person who can pass. Hakan is just a passer. Diaz is a dribbler. Diaz is a dribbler.
Hakan, shooting and passing are key. They're really good. But him
Diaz,
turning and keeping the ball, guarding the ball, and stuff like that, he's not top notch, but he's not really bad too. Right. But it's not for a big club. I never saw that.
I'll be the devil's advocate here and say that there are no 2 matches that are identical. I think we were very lucky, or let's not just say lucky. There are little details that sometimes happens. There are little situations that you need them to go your way so you can unlock the game. I think, and this is why Salamakers, I think, did very well this game. He actually won the foul that led to Tonali's first goal. But if that goal happened last season, I think it would have been disallowed, because our players were not 2 feet or 2 meters away from the wall, the Cagliari wall, and that's why Joao Pedro was, he was telling the referee about it. It's like they were standing right in front of us. If you go back and watch the goal, it's actually they are blocking the wall, and it was exactly above the Milan. I think it was Salamakers who was standing in front of the wall, and he was not 2 meters away. I don't know if this rule still apply this season when we compare it to last season. And then we have the second goal, which is a deflection. It's a detail. I know that Leao took the shots, which is a good thing. In other games, he would have not taken that shot maybe. But these little details that unlock a game could have easily been a very closed game when these little details don't go their way, your way. I mean, so
Yeah, but
that's what I wouldn't put that on Hakan or Diaz. It's these little details that you need them to go your way, so you can unlock a game.
Well, it's the thing with Khan. Like that's why I bring up the play that Giroud scored. Hakan, even if Theo gave Hakan that pass, Hakan, his turning ability is slow, and he wouldn't be able to cover the same ground as Diaz. So
he may have lost the ball, like just turn it around and push it too far.
Yeah, so like that detail alone is something that Hakan won't ever be able to do unless he's a little bit further up the field. And then in terms of Salamakers, I brought this up that he was able to stay a little bit further up, but that's also because we had two different players who can press as well, and that's Giroud and Diaz. When we were last year, Hakan and Zlatan, Zlatan can only press for so long because of his age and his physical abilities and getting injured and stuff will prevent him. But with Diaz and Giroud able to help Salamakers and Leao press, there's not as much space because we had a lot of gaps when we tried to press.
it's
Closing up, so we can afford to push up a little bit more, and that will create less burden on Salamakers of covering so much extra room.
Nathan, it's more simple than you explain it. Diaz is a better player, so the defender is more worried when he gets the ball. He gives more space to Salamakers, and every player is around Diaz knows if they do the movement, Diaz is going to see them and give them the ball, or try at least to give them the ball, which Çalhanoğlu was so slow on thinking on that part of the pitch. He needed time to understand what to do and what to do with the ball. That's my opinion, to explain, to simplify.
Who was your man of the match for the game?
For me, Giroud was the man of the match, in my opinion, just because it's such a difficult position, the striker, and he managed to get 2 goals, and he played really well for the team. He wasn't scared at all. He was actually pumped. He wanted that atmosphere. And yeah, the team plays way better, man. We can cross the ball. When we don't know what to do with the ball, we can actually cross the ball.
He actually also created 2 chances. The one for Leao that the defender just the through ball or his link up play is just fantastic.
It's smooth. It's good.
Yeah. So if you remember that Leao chance that he couldn't, he was trying to get it on his right, and then a defender just slid and intercepted the ball. And then the other one was the Rebic one. They are almost the same concept of linking up and finding the runner from behind. He's fantastic with playing. I wish Roy was here just to tell him, look how Giroud plays with his back to the goal. He's fantastic with making players come in and linking up with them. And we've seen this today. And I think this will be a deciding factor and will allow the midfielders, I mean the attacking midfielder and the wider players, to score more goals this year.
I think even Pioli said that he's going to try also a Giroud and Ibra kind of 2-striker lineup.
I hope not.
He's going to try.
I hope not.
With 3 defenders, he's going to play Giroud and Ibra together. 3 defenders.
That'd be foolish.
I think you'd rather keep either Rebic.
You're going to see it. That's going to be impressive. He's going to play 3 defenders, Calabria on the right, Theo on the left, midfield of 2, and Diaz linking with the 2 strikers.
I think I'd give it to Giroud for this game, but I would say that Tonali really surprised me tonight, and I'm happy to see him step on and actually show his ability with the ball because that's what we got him for. And I'm only excited to see more from the guy.
Milan fans are so emotional, man. Just, come on, Giroud definitely is man of the match. Tonali, okay, he unlocked the game.
I said for me, it's also Giroud, Yusuf.
Well, yeah. I totally no, but I'm not talking about you. If you go to the Milan application,
They voted Tonali.
Yeah, I think Tonali is the
Why?
yeah.
I think
Maybe it has changed because I voted immediately.
To be fair, Yusuf, if they give it to Giroud or Tonali, I think it's good because both of them had a really great night tonight. So I mean, they had a great game either way. So
I mean, Tonali did what is a defensive midfielder and double pivot has done, nothing more.
no, but also like his choices and mentally his presence on the field is
yeah. That's what Ben Nasser and Kessie have been doing all season long last season. Nothing more. Okay, he scored the goal. That's fantastic. But I have another player who scored two, who linked up perfectly. He kept their three player defense always occupied, always worried about, and that's why my vote. But I mean, everyone is entitled to their opinion, but for me, it's Giroud definitely.
I'm happy.
Giroud is at 57% and Tonali at 30%. So I think they give it. They'll draft. I think they're gonna end up giving it to Giroud.
Yeah. I think I voted too early, maybe, but the results were not going on because I have the notification on for the Milan app. So once it dropped, I saw Tonali above Giroud. So I was like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah,
so now things are
Tonali played a great game. Compare what he was doing before, and that's what we want to see from Tonali. Not every Sunday because it's really hard to keep high level every game, you know. But at least the attitude was amazing, man. I don't mind the guy missing a pass. I mind the guy not having the courage to try that pass. And I like, for example, Selemark is always trying, man. He doesn't have half of the talent of other players, but he's always trying, always giving his best. And I think in a few years he's gonna be an amazing player, an incredible player. But now I want to talk about a bit our other teams in Serie A. I want to talk about Juventus, Empoli. I want to talk about
guys. I'll say just one thing. I'm just very happy to see Juventus struggling the same way they did last season, and even more so because they are not facing the best teams in Serie A. So I'm just happy to see them struggle.
I'm actually curious, Roy, how Juventus is struggling with small teams since the VAR came in.
I was about to bring that up
such
too.
an incredible coincidence, man, Roy. They never struggle against small teams, but since the VAR came in, that's
the thing about Juve. That's when you know they're gonna have a really poor season. Is when they lose points against the smaller teams because they never do. They always end up.
Historically, they never had problem with small teams. Since the VAR came in, oh man, they're struggling with these small teams. What a coincidence, man! Incredible, yeah. But anyway, I really liked about Empoli. I really like the number 10 of Empoli and the midfielder Ricci. And I were talking with Pete. Pete already saw the game, the Empoli game against Lazio, Napoli, something like that, and he was telling me about how good Bayrami and Ricci were. And Ricci was amazing, man. The midfielder. I don't know how old is he, but he was amazing.
You know who I saw?
He's only 20, Samuel Ricci. Actually, we were linked
20
to him.
years old. Oh my God, that guy.
Yeah.
I want to just say one thing to Roy, guys, because we talked about Zaniolo and he told me he had 2 UCL, which I agree with. But so far, what I've been seeing from Zaniolo, I mean, he is going back up, and Mourinho is doing the job right. So we gotta be careful of the Lazio teams. I mean, everything in Roma seems kind of dangerous now, but to be fair, we look dangerous as well. So so that's the thing. Let's not try to read too much because it's the beginning of the season, and I hope we don't have the same injuries as last season because that fucked up the whole games for the remaining of the season. And I'm just hoping we make progress on the stuff we could not achieve last year. It doesn't matter if we win the Scudetto or not, but our aim should be that high. But still, we should improve, even though we don't win titles.
Oh no, Zaniolo, I love him, man. Zaniolo is my favorite Italian football player.
How much is he? Does anyone know? Like what he would go for?
I think right now, any team that buys him is going to make the best deal because he's not going to be valued too high. And I think he's going to step up so big over the next
He's such a
3 years.
huge player, man. He's a huge
He's
player.
going to become a huge
Wasn't
player.
this guy part of the Nyangulang deal to Inter?
Yeah.
Like
Inter
he
gave
used to
it.
play
Inter
Inter.
paid and gave him for
The guy
9
always said that his ideal player or his best player ever was Kaká. So he's highlighting something.
Oh man, he's amazing. He was worth it before his injury. He was worth 70 million.
I'm also glad to see Gattuso back next to Maldini because that
Yeah.
guy is a legend, and I think the fans were too harsh on him because he was not given the same opportunity or the same team, and yet again he left out on the UCL on one point.
Yeah.
And people were way too harsh on the guy.
Let's face it, man. The fans on Twitter are like this because the real AC Milan fans, me, my dad, or people that have been following the club for 20 years, I'm always gonna love Gattuso, man. He gave so much to us.
He brought us back from the dead.
So even if he sucks
Yeah,
as a
he did.
manager, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, he's a piece of shit." Whatever, it didn't
I don't know,
work.
man.
He did his best anyway. So I'm always gonna love him. And Zaniolo is amazing, and Tammy Abraham, man, he's a beast.
I mean, Roma looks dangerous this year, to be fair with you guys. Like, I saw them play Veretout. I mean, every kid that I saw so far, they have potential and they're young, and they have Mourinho on that bench. We should be careful of the Roma teams.
I would love Tomori against Tammy Abraham. They are best friends, man. They grew up together. So that's gonna be a great match. And I think Roma is not solid defensively. So if we are good defensively and we do our classic high press, we're gonna manage to get that game. But let's see. Injuries and all with the players.
Speaking of Tomori, I know like everyone played very well, but who do you think was the worst player of the team today? Like the flop of the game?
I don't think there was really a flop. Maybe I'd give Rebic the least because I saw some really poor controlling. I mean, handling of the ball, and it's the same thing we see of Rebic before he comes on his best days. And I just want him to be more, how do you say that, regularly playing in his best level, not just the poor controls. But to be fair,
I read on Twitter. One person saying someone knock Rebic out, and when he wakes up, just tell him now it's February, so he can wake up and start
I think
playing.
also the last minute stuff for Castillejo was just a send off goodbye from Pioli.
Yeah, he posted something on Instagram saying, "I'll always be I am and will always be one of you."
Would you guys give the number 7 to Leao?
Yes.
I will give the number 7 to Bernardo Silva.
Man, even if we bring Bernardo Silva or Ziyech, I'd rather give it to Leao and show him that we actually the same thing we did with Diaz.
It's too late for Leao, man. He already has a number.
Real quick, looking at the comments, someone said Florenzi he doesn't look too good as in the right wing position. What do y'all think about that?
I think he needs time to understand what Pioli wants from him and how the team works. I think he can do the job of Selemakers, putting a bit more quality and less physicality.
I think Florenzi probably, for me, I'd rather keep Florenzi as a backup for Calabria, or either way, whoever is playing better, play him, and probably get a winger because we need one. And Salemakers should be our next alternative. Because for me, I always said this, but I think Salemakers is our target for the bench.
Yes.
All the bench players should have the level of Salemakers.
There's this way that managers try to send coaches try to send messages to the upper hierarchy in the club. They usually do it in friendlies, but I think Pioli had the chance to do it this game because it's done and dusted by the end of first half. And he's saying, look, guys, I think he's speaking to Elliot there. Let's say, look, guys, my backup to the right wing, I don't have anyone. I have Florenzi, and he's sending a right back. And then my backup to my attacking midfielder is Maldini, an 18-year-old, very raw talent. So look, guys, come on, pay up there, start working. We need someone.
I
in
think
these
over the
positions.
next 2-3 days we'll see these positions filled, Yusuf. I think a
He
winger.
actually mentioned something about our team is fine as we are, but who knows? We might be signing 1 or 2 players in the
'Cause
coming days.
imagine-
He actually
imagine-
said that.
Imagine getting a good right winger, someone who
Yeah.
can offer goals and whatnot, and
Someone
then,
who can offer balance, though. Sorry,
Right.
Nathan, I didn't want to jump
No,
in.
no, no,
but
no, no. You're good.
someone who offers balance, because Salimakers is so underrated in that aspect. Exactly. I'm not talking about his individual skills. I'm talking about the entire system. This guy offers balance.
A lot of
So
energy.
I'm
He puts a lot of energy.
I
absolutely.
mean, the work rate is there. That's why he plays
Right.
rather than
So,
Castillo.
imagine we are in a positive position. We're winning the game, but it's still in the balance. Our winger, he did what he was supposed to do. Let's say that new winger got the goal, whatever. But now it's a time where the team needs balance more so than ever. Then you can go to the bench and put in Salamakers, who will close the game out.
And he can add even an assist because
Right.
he's really good. He can
Right.
really cross the ball. He can create something.
Right. I would much rather have Salamakers as our closer than our starter.
Exactly.
No, I don't mind Salamakers as a starter as well. I think there
Thank
is some
you.
game you need energy from the beginning, and some games you need quality at the end to actually win it because you're 0-0 or because you didn't.
And I would agree with that, but we know Pioli's substitutions are horribly timed.
No, don't be so. No, they're not so horrible.
His substitutions are horribly.
If you want to judge him for the
timed.
previous season, he didn't have any backup player. He had just 11 decent players, and the other ones were okay.
His substitutions, his
No,
timing of substitutions is horrible.
No, he's.
It is.
Listen.
If we were losing, he would, and you, let's say Salamaker started, and we were losing or tied, he would not put that player into the 80th minute mark.
No, he would put
Approach,
Leao on the right and Rebic on the left if he doesn't have a right wing, and try with Leao to dribble on the right and try to cross and Rebic
that's
on the
fine.
left.
But he wouldn't make that change until it's almost too late.
Listen, we got a red card against, I think, Sassuolo. We got a red card. No, I think it was a game where we got a red card, and he kept Leao. He didn't change Leao. He changed another player, and Leao scored the goal, and we won 2-1. So that was a great substitution because Leao was the striker. Yeah. So basically, he kept Leao because everyone was thinking to change Leao. Leao was being a bit lazy. He kept Leao because he knew Leao has the pace to actually help you when you are one less to create some chances. Pioli is not so bad. I think Pioli didn't have decent players to actually put his ideas on the table. Now I think he has a lot of good players. He actually has some changes. Having Rebic as a change, it's a good change in my opinion compared to the previous year. And having that Leao, having Tonali now, being at the same. I mean, we have a change that is Benacer at the moment. That is good. That is good. You put Benacer instead of a player like Krunic. Krunic is getting better. And I don't mind Maldini. Maldini is a good player. I think AC Milan is gonna try to get the player they really want. They're not gonna get one just because we need one. They're gonna get a proper player. And if that proper player doesn't want to move now, they're gonna stick with this squad. That is my opinion.
So last season there for the right wing, Castillejo and the Salmakers, they played 86 games or 83, and they had 6 goals contribution. I'm not saying they're bad because they do a lot. They keep the balance of the team and they have a lot of effort to add to the team for sure. But if you want to aim higher, your wingers should be doing better offensively. Every team, not just Milan.
Yeah, but with Giroud, they can at least Salamaker because Cassi is leaving probably. Salamaker is gonna have a more contribution on goal and assist with Giroud. With a different Leao and with Brahim Diaz, they're gonna have more goal and assist. So, as Akan says, if you put good players to them around, they're gonna perform better.
But if you had Bernardo Silva or Zia, could you play him or play Salamaker?
Oh, of course I would play Bernardo Silva, but not a kid that is playing in France and I never heard before, and we're buying for 15 million. I prefer to keep that 15 million and put another 20 million next season and buy Bernardo Silva for 40, 50, 45, whatever is the money. I don't want to put another Casti, a potential Casti. That's my opinion. I want to keep Llorente.
You know, Cassi was the fruit of Leonardo. Leonardo actually brought Neymar and Messi to PSG, and he brought fucking Castillejo to Milan.
Because he had the money at PSG to
he had money with the Chinese as well. He just did
but you didn't have Champions League football.
But still, I mean,
that's the problem.
All the deals we only kept now so far. We only kept Kessié. So.
I say something. Yeah.
Go ahead, Lard. Go ahead.
No, I want to just say, if the market values 10 million Casti,
but to be fair with you,
that kid value 15 million in France, what do you think is gonna perform?
But to be fair with you, Laird, I've saw this kid play. He's actually good. But to see him performing in Italy and how well he's gonna perform, I think we should bring him as a backup for either Diaz or probably the next winger. But
are you talking about Romain Favre?
Yeah, the guy
is
from.
Is he that good? Have you seen him play?
Yeah, I saw him play.
These are the words the people were saying about Casti before coming to AC Milan. He's actually good. He's 21. He's young. So you never know. That's the problem.
Because we have a lot of YouTube scouts in Milan Twitter, you know.
Exactly.
These
That's
YouTube scouts
to be fair with you guys, I'd really trust the Massara's probably judgment of Ligue 1 players. Because so far, whenever he went to France or Belgium or any of these leagues, he actually told them to sign the best players. He told them to sign Dumfries. They did not, but still, he offered them many good prospects, and he's offering now a new prospect in Ligue 1. So I would like to say it's. I mean, if we get him for 15 or 10 million, I think it's a good deal.
So for Berardi, are they not going to accept? Does Sassuolo not want to accept loan with obligation to buy? Like, do they just want cash?
We're not Juventus. We're not allowed.
This
guys brings me to the point where I just read. If you remember the Portuguese defensive midfielder that we were linked to 2 years ago, his name was Florentino Luis.
Yeah,
this guy is signing to with Sampdoria. How is that even possible? Like, why is it always when it comes to Milan, these players are worth 30, 40 million, and then when they go to someone else, they are half that price? Doesn't make any sense.
Well, the fact is, they know that
Sampdoria is going to Sampdoria.
The thing is, Yusuf, they know that Elliot has the money, but they just don't want to pay. So that's why they always ask for more.
It's frustrating, man.
Oh, Lucas is here, guys. Say hi to Lucas, by the way.
What's up, Lucas?
You realize he's here.
Hey, Lucas.
We need 15 million. Man, I'm happy with 1 million, man, and my life is sorted. I don't need 15. but
if he's pushing for an exit, we should probably sign him in the next 2 days. So
see, Lucas, Nathan just left because you came in, man. What are you doing, man? Seriously. Now, in my opinion, I always think this team, it needs a world-class player right now. It needs a Bernardo Silva. So my heart there is a pain here when I see we throwing 8-10 million for a guy that I don't know what he's doing in France. I don't even know. Like Kyle George, what the fuck is this guy? Is he good?
Lair, would you be happy if he's brought to Milan and maybe he does better than what Salmakers is doing now? Would you be happy with that deal?
I'm not sure about that. That's the thing. It's such a bet. I'm done with bet.
That's the thing.
I'll keep Florenzi if I have to think like this. I keep Florenzi. That's the thing.
Yeah. The most important thing is we have to answer that question, or ask ourselves at least that question. How much quality are we adding? We don't want to buy players just for the sake of buying. So Fabry on YouTube looks like the second coming of I don't know.
No,
he's the next Messi.
No, yeah, but that's YouTube. I can show Bonera's compilation, and he's gonna look like Maldini.
No,
So-
but Houston, on the right wing, we don't really have much of a solution. We have Sidemakers and Florenzi, which both of them, they offer a lot, but they don't offer much when going forward.
I agree.
So if you're bringing a kid who can actually offer you a different alternative, now this kid can dribble, he can shoot, he can actually cross better because he's a proper winger. I think it's good.
He doesn't have a right foot, man. He just plays with one foot, which is the left. He tries to avoid using his weaker foot. That's at least
Even Messi does that.
What
the best player in the world, or probably in history, he plays with his left foot, but he
Oh
does
no!
not.
Come on! Oh come on, Anwar! No, Anwar, come on!
But it doesn't mean he's a bad player. Like, you have players like that, Robin. You have players who actually use only one foot, but they're good ones. Like
Robin is an exception. Robin is something. Is like a case that everyone should study, because you know what Robin is gonna do, but you cannot stop
he
it.
does it, and he always works.
Can I answer this comment to Lucas? Okay, underrated. Who says that? Benacer is not underrated. He was the Arsenal youth, and he played an entire season in Serie A. So you saw him in Serie A, how he was playing in Serie A. Tomori, he played basically a season with Chelsea, and he brought them top 4 Premier League football with Chelsea, one of the best academy in the world. Kessie, Atalanta, already Serie A proven and really young, and Magnan won the Ligue 1. So they're not underrated players. They are players that have shown quality in high pressure situations.
Playmaker deal, nobody knew of the guy. We only won.
4 million. I'm happy. If you want to bet 4 million for a kid in France, I'll give you the money. I'll go and I'll go outside.
The difference between a winger who's worth 10 million or 12 and a guy who's worth 4 is not much. Like, if we talk about today's market.
Exactly. So don't buy it for 15. Go and find somebody for 4.
I think, to be honest with you, Laird, I saw the kid play. I think he's very talented. And to be fair with you, I think his price is only going to go up from now on. So if we get him now for this price and he turns out to be a really good player, I think we're making a really good deal.
I think 15
I'm trusting this
is too
much more than actually investing probably 40 millions on Berardi.
I'll tell you something. From 0 to 10, how many chances we have to win against Liverpool at Anfield?
To be fair with you, Liverpool has not been so strong last season.
Give me a number.
As well.
Give me a number. How many chances we have from 0 to 10 to win against Liverpool?
Okay, Laird, before you ask the question, did you watch them play against Chelsea this weekend?
I watched them all season, and I'm watching them. I watched them when they won.
I think we have a fair chance to win, actually. I don't think we got
I need a number.
I don't know, maybe a 5, because I don't see Liverpool being that strong 2 years ago.
So if we buy this guy in France, how many chances we have to beat Liverpool?
I'm not saying this guy is gonna make you beat Liverpool.
Oh, don't buy it.
No. But listen,
if you add Bernardo Silva, you get 7 out of 10.
Why did you buy Brahim Diaz last season? This is the
we
same.
Didn't buy him. We got him on loan.
With this kid, you cannot, because his
exactly. So stay in France.
But if he stays in France, he was the next target for PSG before they signed Messi. So he was actually going to a big club anyway. Now Milan has the priority. The kids wants to play for Milan. I think you should. For me, I think it's the proper deal. I'm not expecting him to be the next Cheva right away. But with work and progress, he can achieve that. And that's the process I want to see from Milan, because this is what they promised from the first day. They said they're going to bring potential good kids and that are going to grow probably in world star players. And I want to see that process being achieved.
In my opinion, let's say this. If Maldini decides to get this kid, I trust Maldini. Not because I don't trust you guys, but I trust Maldini. I trust Moncada. But I would love Milan Twitter or the Milan supporter not to get so upset if we don't buy this guy, because this guy is not going to bring what Ziyech or Bernardo Silva brings. If Manchester City tells me, listen, give me 20 million and I'll give it 2 years on loan Bernardo Silva, and we tell them, no, I'll give you 15, I'll get upset because I'll tell for 5 million you're losing the chance to have Bernardo Silva in your team. So I get upset. But I don't want people to get upset if AC Milan is not buying this kid for 3 million difference, because I think Maldini knows the value of the player and how much he can add to our team, and maybe 3 million more is not worth it.
Let me give you an example about Sir Alex Ferguson. At the end of his career, he reached a point where he needed to rebuild his project. The 99 boys they were starting to get older, and his project is kind of crumbling. So what he did is, because he didn't have enough resources to build it from the ground up, he bought one player. And the idea was just to buy goals. So who did he buy? He bought Van Persie, and they ended up winning the Premier League. So that's what we need. That's what we need to do now. I know that we are not Manchester. We've never been in the same as their finances, but I think we need to buy someone who's proven, who can. Okay, we're looking for a right winger, so we're looking for someone who can at least make a 15 goal contribution, either goals or assists.
Yeah.
Is Romain Favre the guy? I don't know.
But what would ensure that Bernardo Silva is going to work so well in Serie A? Like we saw,
but he's a proven guy. He's a proven player.
But not in Serie A, because a lot of players come to Serie A.
No, he's a proven guy. He's a proven guy.
I'm not saying he's a bad player. All I'm saying is that you're betting too much on an old player, and you don't know how good he will be.
Bernardo Silva is not coming. I'm just. But there's no way we're signing him, right? You think you were going to sign him?
He's asking for 50 million, I think, for Bernardo Silva. I think if you're going to invest 50 million in Bernardo Silva, I'd rather invest 30 million on Ziyech and invest the other 20 on this guy from Brest. And
for me, it doesn't matter as long as we're winning.
What about getting Keane? What about Moise Keane?
He's gone to Juventus. He's a Raiola player. We are fine with that. Thank you. Next time. We clearly we're not getting Raiola players. It's so simple. Dumfries not at all. We're not even going closer to his players. We're actually getting rid of his players. So it's simple as that. What I will say about Bernardo Silva, I use Bernardo Silva's years. They are old examples for me to explain that is the next level for us. Now this kid from France, no one told me the name of this kid when we were linked to Adli, where we were linked to Vlasic. Now everyone is telling me this is the next big thing. Why didn't you tell me before?
But what about
the reporter in Italy wakes up, picks a name, and says Milan is linked to this player and is close to buy these players, and now everyone is expert about these players. No one heard about it. No one is actually
bringing this way too bad, and you're limiting our opinion on the guy because you don't know how much I know of the guy as well. So you cannot just give our opinion that way.
No, but the 90% of the other people, they never named this name, but they are starving.
And even if you know Bernardo Silva, we saw players. I saw Kaká going to Madrid and playing shit in La Liga. I saw Shevchenko going to Premier League. He did not perform. And they paid a lot of money for these guys. So it can happen that you buy a player and he does not perform to the level you want him to. All I'm saying, if you're taking a big risk, take it even bigger.
I knew Tammy Abraham is gonna perform in Serie A. I knew Lukaku is gonna perform in Serie A. I knew Tomori is gonna perform in Serie A. I knew Giroud is gonna perform in Serie A. I've been saying it. I was live. I was telling people. I've seen these players. I've seen Bernardo Silva playing.
Giroud, this is only the beginning of the season. We haven't seen Giroud play against Inter and Juve and the big teams.
That's fine. If he scores with all the 10 worst teams in Serie A, he's done his job. That is what he's paying for. Winning against Udinese, winning with Juventus, that's fine.
I always say that, Laurent, if we win home and away against the worst 13 teams, that's a guaranteed what? 13, that's 40. That's 48. 48. Is it 40? 48? More than 40. No, 60 more, almost 60 points guaranteed. That's Champions League for you. So if he performs like that against the lower teams, the likes of Sassuolo and the other 14 or 13 teams, then why not? I totally agree with Larry there. But again, going back to taking a risk for us, I mean, we're not spending our own money, all right? So it doesn't matter. Let me finish. It doesn't matter who we bring as long as we're winning. It doesn't matter for me if even if Bonera comes in and we keep a clean sheet for the entire season, then I would be an amazing Bonera advocate. It doesn't matter. All we care about is Milan as a club. When it comes to players, for me, I think Moncada is a great. He's a scouting expert, especially in the French league. The players he's bringing. I mean, the examples that he brought from France. I don't know if we're performing very well, but like Salim Akras came from Belgium, right?
Yeah.
And Ben Nasser came from Serie A. Who did he bring from France and he played very well with us?
Maybe Leao. I'm not sure if he was involved in that deal or not.
I don't know. I don't even. Yeah, we don't even know.
Balotouré, the left back.
No, we haven't seen that. I'm talking about the proven ones. Nasser, Castier.
Bakayoko. He was.
I don't think he was. I don't think he was with us when we brought Bakayoko's pieces.
No, he was a Chelsea player, but he played a lot of games in Monaco. So basically, Moncada, I've studied him at this young age.
He's the one who brought him to Monaco, I think.
Yeah, and he was with Monaco.
I'm just trying to think about all those French league players that came to Milan. Did they perform or not? I'm putting that question out there.
There is a reason behind why they buy a player. I'm sure about that because they study a lot of statistics. They are stats man. I see Moncada, even Pioli, his son is basically studying all the stats of the players, how much they run during the training. How they move in the pitch, so they are all about numbers and AI. So
like the movie Moneyball, right?
Yeah, exactly. They go for that strategy, the Moneyball on football, and of course after that they see the personality of the player. So I really trust them. They don't mess around with players. If they decide to buy one, there is a study behind, and you can always make a mistake. That's of course. So if they buy this guy, I'm gonna love this guy like he's the next Shevchenko for sure. But I want people to calm down. I think the team is good enough. We don't need to.
Can I just ask a question, Larat? Why are we referring to Romain Favre as the next Shevchenko? He's not an attacker.
No, just an example. It's gonna be the next.
All right.
The next legend.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Okay. All right, I understand.
In my opinion, there is a reason behind why they are not offering more than 13 million, or if they're not gonna get the player, there is always a reason behind. And I don't think it's the money. It's not because they don't have 3 million extra.
No. I think because they know the player is pushing for an exit. The player does not go to training. He was not called up for the last game. So it's a setup between the club and the player. You know he wants to leave. So you're going to utilize that because there's 2 days left. You're not going to give them what they want. You give them what you want. And I think Milan is doing the proper way. And if we get him, we're giving Pioli more alternatives on the wings. And that's all
I don't like what he did in terms of, because he was officially called up for the game. His name was there on the list, and he decided not to take the trip to the airport with the team. I hate that. I hope that Milan are not pushing the guy to do that because we are a class team, you know.
But also you have a player who has the opportunity now to play for Milan, and your club is holding on because of 2 million.
But go. You have to be a professional enough and go with the team. That doesn't mean you don't play.
But even Messi did this last season. He didn't go to training and stuff. But like it doesn't really, for me at this age, I don't see players as being loyal because they're not really. Only very, very few cases are.
No, I'm not talking about loyalty. I'm talking about professionalism.
But also it's about the mindset. I think most of them are looking for money. They're looking for the opportunities. And when it comes, they allow themselves to pressure their teams to make the deals. And I think they should. It's either he's going to stay there for another 2 years with Brest, or he can go and play for Milan. If you had this opportunity as a player, Yusuf, what would you do?
No. At the end of the day, it's always the players' wishes that actually are the main factor.
Exactly. And they're getting money for him. It's not like they're not getting anything.
Yeah, I think their director mentioned something about sanctioning the player, punishing the player for not showing up to the airport. So I don't know where this is all going, but
he has a few months left on his contract, so either way, he's gonna go for free. So the player does not want to say.
Fabri, I think, has a contract to.
I think he has only 1 year left, or that's why he's
Are you sure about that?
I think so. Yeah. Let me check.
I think he has a contract extending up to 2025.
Let's check.
He has a long contract, I think. But anyway, West Ham going for 30 million plus 8 million bonuses for Vlasic. For me, it's madness, man. Buying a player that you don't know is going to perform for that money. But let's see. Maybe it's good.
But again, you said, Lars, they wouldn't have chosen that player before they do their due diligence. So
exactly.
if they've scouted the guy, you mentioned that, right? You said they have their statistics, they have their scouting, they talk about it, and then they come to a decision. So if the decision came to say that this guy Romain is a fitting player to the formation, then why not? Now, again, I'm telling you, 15 million is quite a risk. I think I would like a deal like Hauge, 5 million, and then we can sell him. Even if we sell him on for 7 or 10 million, that's not bad. But at the same time, you never know.
Yeah. Sabitzer going to Bayern Munich for 15 million. Yeah, man. We don't have that appeal. A lot of people were saying
no, his contract ends in 2025, so he still has a lot of time on his contract.
So Sabitzer, everyone was saying we should buy him, but it's clear that Sabitzer had an agreement with Bayern Munich.
We share the same birthday with me and Favre, so we should sign him. 14th of July. I am just 14 years older than the guy. Oh my god, this makes me feel so old. This guy was just born. I was wanking at that time.
Oh my god. So let's see if we're gonna buy him. What do you guys think about Champions League coming? The Champions League and Lazio. Let's talk about Lazio and Champions League. So, what do you guys think about Lazio? What is the approach Pioli should do with Lazio?
I think he should just prepare more, watch the weakest points of Lazio, strengthen our weakened points, and I think not use the Cagliari match as much of a reference, because I think Cagliari were really poor. The build-up was so poor; they could not even pass 3 passes. To be fair, that's not a team that you should take into as a benchmark for your other games. I think we should just prepare the game very well, and we know Lazio, we know their players, so nothing new. We just need to prepare fully for the game.
Yeah, just focus on what we've been doing good, which has been fast gameplay, like fast movement, on and off the ball runs. Like players aren't just standing after they make a pass. They pass and then they move left or right to receive it or open up space. Like that's all we need to focus on.
And to start very strong. I think whenever we start very strong from the first minute, the game goes our way. Most of the games, even last season, we struggled most when we were lost at the first half, and then we try to get back up. But when we start strong with the right mindset and the right approach tactically, I think we always probably finish the game by the first half.
What about more like the approach? Do you think we should go for a high press, aggressive approach, or go more like we did with Atalanta? For Atalanta.
No, I think we should press high.
And go on the counter attack.
We have more athleticism, so we need to press.
And more quality in the midfield as well, I think.
When you press and get the ball back, then you retain the ball, and that allows your players to
to relax and recover their stamina.
How Lazio plays? Is Lazio more like a possession type of team, or is it
fast
like...
play mostly. Most of the I watched the last goals from the last game. I even watched a few minutes from the yesterday's game. I saw the goal from Spezia and their equalizer. Fast build up, 2-3 passes, and then to Felipe Anderson or Immobile. So they don't waste a lot of time building up the play.
So they go more like they wait and they go on a counter attack.
It's not really a counter, but they go direct to the goal. They don't really bring all the midfield up and try to encircle all the other midfield.
So they're still not playing Sarri football, you're saying?
Right.
Exactly. I mean, it's not total football yet, but it's mainly direct football where you just try to score as much as you can.
Yeah. To answer your question, sorry, go ahead, Nathan.
I would say if that's how they're going to try and play against us, they're going to struggle because now that we have Tomori
and also Leao
and Calabria and Leao, even if they get on a counter, we're going to catch them. And no one on their offense is faster than Tomori. So,
and even if they decide to press us high, we have Mignon who can launch all these balls forwards.
Yeah.
So not only him, even Care today, I saw that big ball to Leao, and I like this direction. When they press us high, use the long balls because you can make create a lot of distance in that play.
And
but they're a better team than what we've seen against Sampdoria and Cagliari, so I'm a bit worried. But we should be more like conservative.
And you know what we should do is, it's kind of like, y'all know what sleight of hand is?
What do you mean?
So, sleight of hand?
Like a magician.
Yeah, you're creating a deception. So what we should do is we should, play high press and maybe do it like 3 times. And then the 4th time that they had the ball, just sit back a little, and that's going to create a false sense of security. And as they push further up, then, someone like Cajer or Mike can hit a long ball to Leao, and I think it might take them by surprise.
Yeah. Would you play Krunic and Tonali, or would put back?
No.
Whoever is fit better, I think, should play. Because even Krunic today and even in the past game, he's all right. He's doing the proper job. He's not messing up. And he's doing what he's been asked for. So why would people bash him? I think he's doing we bought him for 6 million and he's doing the job. So
I think it will probably be, well, I would want it to be Tonali and Kessie.
I wouldn't have Banter and Kessie on their best days, but if they're not fit yet, I think we should, rather than injure them more, probably try to reserve them for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a great problem to have, honestly, if you have to choose between an informed Krunic and a Kessie who's just coming from a muscular problem or injury. And the same applies to the forward position. Would you start with Ibrahimovic or Giroud?
Who's already scoring.
He's already scoring, but it's Ibrahimovic with that massive.
I have an answer for that. I wouldn't even consider Ibrahimovic and Kessie for Lazio and Liverpool to start.
But the game is in more than 2 or 3 weeks time, so they're gonna have time to rehabilitate, get ready.
No, but they need they need to play. They need to understand the rhythm of the game. They need a lot of.
They need match fitness.
Maybe I think Kessie's a different story. Kessie's a different story though. Kessie's usually pretty much always ready, but it depends on his fitness though. Like if he's only at 75%, I don't think it'd be a good idea to start him either.
Oh no, 75% of Kessie is 10 times better than Krunic, believe me.
Yeah, but I would rather
not.
Like
you would risk another muscular injury because these are the worst ones, the repetitive ones where throughout the season. So I'd rather make him heal fully and have him play the whole season and probably risk him for a Liverpool game.
I will play Kessie 20 minutes against Lazio, maybe 20 minutes against Liverpool, and play the full game against Juventus.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't risk him starting.
You got
And
You asked us, Larry. You asked us about the approach of these
Oh, yeah.
games. Like, in terms of Champions League, to answer a question, I'm not going to talk about the tactical approach, just the mindset approach. I think there is one word that Pioli should tell the squad before the Liverpool game at Anfield: enjoy. Just go there and enjoy. Have fun. Doesn't matter. We are already an underdog. Just have fun. If look at Kronic today. Look at Tonali today. You see them. Like, remember when you were criticizing Tonali, saying that he's afraid, he has the talent, but you feel he's kind of shackled in chains. Look at him after if you look at him after scoring a goal, he seems liberated. He's playing with confidence. He's stepping on his ball. He's controlling it.
He's asking for the
looking
ball
forward.
from here.
Exactly. He's showing the ball, offering a passing option. Let's get the players. If Pioli can manage to get these players into that mindset from the get-go, from kickoff against Liverpool, maybe we're going to see a fantastic game. I would dare to say even winning that game.
Right now, I really don't want to play Kessie and Ibra when they come back from the international break. Even if they're gonna train for 2 weeks and be fully fit and stuff like that. But let's say you have 3 options, and I think Pioli is not gonna play Kessie. Probably Kessie is gonna come back and play against Juventus. That is the right game for Kessie, in my opinion, because that means basically 3 weeks plus few 20 minutes against Liverpool, 20 minutes against Lazio. So it's kind of getting there, and maybe some friendlies during the week with the youth team and stuff like that. So you have Benacer, Tonali, and Krunic, and you have 3 games in a week. So you have Lazio, Liverpool, Juventus. How you manage these 3 players in these 3 games?
I think Krunic should be our bench option because he's at top form. But if you have Kessie already fit, or even if Tonali is playing better than Benacer, I'd rather play Tonali. So
we also have Bakayoko.
Yeah, and Bakayoko is coming as well. Kessie is going to join Ivory Coast for the preparation, so he's going to probably start with Ivory Coast. So he's going to have some minutes on his feet when he's going to...
No, he's not going for the national team.
I think he is, because they're playing the World Cup qualifiers. So
yeah, he's injured, man. He's coming back from the injury. He's not training with the...
It depends. It depends. If he's fit and he's end up being cold there, he might be playing because he's the best player of that team. So
there is the problem that Italian teams are going to face maybe in the Champions League. It's the number of changes. Is it 5 or 3? Number of substitutes. Is it still 5 in the Champions League?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because.
But I think it will be 5. I think because COVID is still there. So the main point for this was because of COVID, some teams are missing players. So they allow
because in the Premier League it's only three substitutions. So
they never changed it.
No. They I don't know if they changed it or not, but I don't think they have. But this season the Premier League is 3 player substitutions.
What was the Euros? Were they playing 5 subs or 3?
I cannot remember.
Same. I don't really remember. I remember this 5 subs during the after the 90 minutes, but not before really. But if the Euros had 5, I would probably think that even the UCL would have 5 because it's the same kind of organization either way.
I mean, the good thing about Serie A is that we're gonna have 5 substitutions. So, as Lara said, 20 minutes there and 20 minutes here would be a great, match fitness management, especially for Kessie and especially for Ibrahimovic because he's older.
And you have another issue. You have Brahim Diaz that clearly cannot play 3 games in a week.
Yeah.
So would you play him against Lazio and be more defensive with Liverpool? What about Leao? Will you start Rebic against Lazio and have Leao fresh for Liverpool? Now we have questions here, guys. This
is UCL. This is what UCL brings to you, Lair, is now because always with UCL you have to need the depth and the players ready to play. So I think everyone will have a chance to play, but I'm just hoping that we close the Mercato with 2 or 3 more signings, just to make sure that we offer purely more alternatives than last season.
So what are you gonna do? Because no one is giving me an answer. Everyone is happy to criticize Pioli when he.
It depends because you can start Leao for all 3 games and sub him by the 60th minute, and he's gonna be ready for all 3 games.
No, I will play Rebic. Listen to me. I will play Rebic, Ibra, and Florenzi against Lazio. Midfield, Tonali, Krunic. And defense, I will start. I think Theo Hernandez can do all the 3 games in a week. I think he can manage that.
You know, for me, Laird,
I will play Romagnoli against Lazio with Tomori, and on the right, Calabria. Brahim Diaz, I will play Brahim Diaz 60 minutes and put in Leao in the last 20 minutes against Lazio. Or somebody else, I think.
But with importance, looking at this in our position this season, I think the Lazio game is the most important because they're going to be fighting for top 4. So you're fighting for top 4.
But you can beat Lazio with the team I told you.
What I saw from Rebic today was pure shit. I mean, beside that shot goal, his other touches, they were really bad, and I don't want him to play with that.
Are you sure that the Lazio game is more important than the Champions League game?
Exactly.
I think so for this season, because with the competition we have in Serie A this season, I think we should win as much points with this Lazio, Roma, Sassuolo. You should not waste points with this team.
Well, let me say that it's just the third match day. It's the third. It's game day 3.
Yeah, and
you can always compensate later. Why not?
For sure. But I don't think that with the group we have, I don't have very high expectations for the UCL. I think we do have a chance to actually qualify, but I'm not betting. I will not bet much of my work and effort on the UCL and forget about Serie A and sacrifice.
I don't disagree with you, Anwar. I'm just putting the question out there because it's an interesting question. Is the Lazio game more important than the Liverpool game?
If we were like PSG, maybe I would agree with you because we won League 1 so many times in the past, and now we have such a ready team. So for me, UCL would always take priority.
We're not PSG.
I don't think that we are ready yet to win a Champions League. So that's why I don't really have much expectations of Champions League.
No, guys.
But I want them to experience the group stage. I'm happy that we had such a hard choice.
You can win the game with Rebic against Lazio. You cannot win against Liverpool with Rebic in the pitch. That is simple. I would say common knowledge. So that's why you rest Leao Sunday against Lazio and you play him against Liverpool because he can be, with his physicality, dribbling, and the space Liverpool is going to give you, he can be a better player than Rebic. And Giroud as well needs to be rested because he's gonna play 85 minutes against Liverpool. Brahim Diaz needs to be rested.
I think, Laird, to be fair,
as well. You need a lot of physicality, and with Lazio, seriously, you can get a 1-0 or 2-0 with Florenzi.
And how would you manage? Sorry, Anwar. How would you manage the attacking midfielder situation? Considering we don't sign anyone.
Player. That's why I told you we need 2 to 3 signings before the end of the mercato.
Yeah.
Because
but I was sorry Anwar. I was asking Laritz, but go ahead.
Because by 2 days from now we would be thinking different because now we have 2 other players in the team. So the question that Laird is asking may be answered differently. But all I'm saying is that Leao for me is 22. He should be starting all the big games. It doesn't matter if he plays 3 days or rest 3 days. He can play 60 minutes to 70 minutes and be subbed off. We have a sub there.
Yeah.
And it's
so why are we buying players if Leao is playing all the games of the week?
We're not playing with left wing. We're actually looking for a right wing and another playmaker.
A right winger and a cam is what we need. We don't need the left
Rebic is gonna he has to play. And Rebic, I know you've seen Rebic 20 minutes and you're like he shouldn't play anymore for Milan. But Rebic is the guy that he pulls off a great performance against Lazio and scores 2 goals and you win. So he's the same player. You have to see Rebic of the entire season.
Yeah,
Rebic
but
can score
I'm
goals.
waiting for Rebic on the other half of the season because that's when always
That's
Rebic.
not. That's a false mean. It's not a
No,
true.
actually, this is very true because he played here for 2 seasons. He only played the second half, which was good.
Yeah, the previous season he played well the first half.
He didn't play the whole season
No.
very well. He played a very bad half season. Then he was injured. He didn't play for the rest of the games. He got back up. Then we used him, and he played.
I will start Rebic because he's even 2 weeks behind other people with the.
I wouldn't, to be fair with you, Blair.
I mean, regardless, we still need a right winger and a cam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like once we get them, the answer for the playmaker will be also answered because
Not
now
only
we
that,
can
but
actually
Blair,
start Diaz and rest him by the 60th minute or 65.
Blair,
If you
getting
achieve
a-
the result.
Getting a right winger and a cam will allow us to rotate better.
Listen,
Like if you want to talk about managing the game, you can't manage the team with barely any players. You manage the team better when you have players that can actually do something. Like after Salamakers, let's say we keep Salamakers as our starter. After Salamakers, who do you put?
Yeah,
After
that's the thing.
Diaz, who do you put? Who are you going to rotate to that position?
Or what
Listen,
if
Have
Diaz
a
is not
rotation
playing
for
well?
that.
we if we don't buy another number 10, Pioli is gonna play with Bakayoko, Benacer, and Krunic against Lazio, or Tonali instead of Krunic or instead of Benacer. So these are the 3 players that are gonna play in the middle, and Krunic is gonna be kind of a number 10, but in a different way of how Brahim Diaz does it. I'm pretty sure Brahim Diaz, Leao, and Selemaker, they're gonna play against Liverpool for sure, because you need fresh legs, you need youth against Liverpool, you need Giroud as well against Liverpool.
So
I think
what do you think this how Liverpool will handle this scenario? They say they have Chelsea, then Milan, and then Manchester City. Do you think the starting 11 for Liverpool is going to change through those 3 games?
of course not.
No.
I don't think it's gonna change, but because
Okay.
Liverpool has done it the previous year, so the manager of Liverpool knows how much Salah, Mane, Firmino, Jota, and all the players can give to him in a week. We don't know what type of game Diaz, Leao can give you if you play them against Lazio, against Liverpool, against Juventus.
Exactly.
Because you
So that's
don't
why we
know.
need backup.
So you should try.
But,
You have
but
to
that's
start
what I'm
somewhere.
telling you. That's why we don't know how Leao is performing. That's why Rebic is gonna start with Lazio, because you don't know how Leao can perform 2 games.
No, but we played every 3 days in the COVID
exactly. Last
season.
season we played a lot of games in a week.
We played like a full
with
2 months
Europa
every
League
3 days.
teams. There were Europa League teams. Even at 70%,
true.
Leao can perform.
Yeah, but
No,
does that mean that
still,
Milan
we had
didn't
2
play
days
at home?
rest there. Like between the Europa League and the Sunday games, we had not even 48 hours of rest, and still they performed and they won the game. So all I'm saying is that you need to put the pressure on these players because they have to feel it and become the next big thing for Milan.
No,
All those big players will play those 3 big games all in a row. And if they become tired, the coach will sub them between 60 and 75 minute mark.
But
That is what the coach is supposed to do. But we have seen from Pioli that he likes to
just
make
played
these
Bakayoko, by the
substitutions
way.
late as can be. And we've seen it today. We were all calling for Maldini to come in by the 60 or 65 minute mark, and he puts him in. He puts him in at the 80 minute mark.
But
He
because
really
he
didn't
needs
get into
Diaz
83.
to get 85 minutes in his
No,
leg.
you don't.
We don't need that.
He
You
won
don't
the
need
game
that.
for.
Yeah,
He
he
just
needs
got
that.
another yellow card. That was
Right.
dumb.
That's an unnecessary yellow that he picked up where Maldini should have been playing. Like
And
these are
he
the
was
games.
doing all-
I said last year too. These are the games when you're up by 3 goals.
By
These
the
are the
second half.
games that you sub and you put the Maldinis. You can sub some of your defenders. You don't want to sub defenders, but these are the games that you can sub defenders because you have that much control of the game.
Listen, you haven't seen Leao 1 season in Champions League, and you want to play him 3 games in a row. You haven't seen him how he's gonna perform.
We bought him for 30 million.
But that is madness. Clearly,
Okay,
you don't have the job. You're not risking to get fired. Clearly.
Larry, let me ask you this. So
You have Lille who actually play in UCL. They are playing their starting 11 every game. Why Milan cannot do that and Lille can?
Because it's Serie A, it's not Ligue 1, man. He's a fucking Serie
They,
A.
are, they won, yeah, and they did
out
an
of it.
even harder job. They won the Ligue 1 against PSG, a fully packed team of millions of dollars. No, you should agree to this, Laird. You should pick your best players for each game. And
No,
then
it's not. It's not like this. Why are you buying all of these players?
because they are for rotation. Then you sub. You need to sub in the right time. Even during the game, I sent you a message and I told you I need to see Maldini and Balo Toure playing during the game. I don't want to see Theo Moore and Brahim Diaz picking another yellow card for no reason. They already won the game. Why would you? Like, Brahim Diaz was only just running for, and he looked so tired by the end of the game. Why? Like, why would you wait that much? What are you waiting for? Another goal? We already scored 4.
Yep.
You guys don't understand what.
But Laird, you always agree with whatever management and the coach is doing. At some point, you have to disagree. You have to say that.
I'm not saying I agree with him, but you cannot start Leao against Lazio.
No, but Pioli was late in the subs. You have to agree with that. That's a fact.
He's not making subs because they're not playing next week.
Why would you make a Maldini sub in the 82 minutes? Why?
I'm asking something different. You're gonna face Lazio. You cannot.
I'm telling you, Leao will be tired. All I'm saying is Leao will be tired because Pioli will wait. Even if we win against Lazio by 3-0, he's gonna wait until the 85th minute, and then he will sub in Rebic. And Leao will have played the full length of the game, and he will be tired for the Liverpool game. Sometimes you need to make the subs before the end of the game, way before, because you already have confidence that you're gonna end up winning the 3 points by the end of the 90 minutes. For me, today, it showed as well. Theo should have...
Listen, in my opinion, first of all, you cannot make all the 5 subs. You always need to keep 1 sub.
You can.
Until the end.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
That's what he did with Castillejo. He left him until the 90 minutes. We all agree with that. But the Brahim Diaz sub does not make any sense.
75 minutes.
No, Diaz stayed in until like the 83rd minute.
Yeah, 83rd or 82nd.
Yeah.
It does not make sense. Why would you even play Maldini for 7 minutes?
Well, you guys, the audacity of criticizing the guy who took us to Champions League.
Yeah, exactly.
No, guys.
Of course.
Pioli is Pioli. Come on,
Yusuf,
guys.
Yusuf, we're not saying that. We're not criticizing him in that basis. It doesn't matter if Pioli, even if he won the Serie A,
even if he won the Champions League,
if he wanted to just pick out an improvement that he can work on, one of the improvements that he needs to work on is when he makes his substitutions.
Nathan, he wants Brahim Diaz to handle 85 minutes. He wants that. He needs that. And that is the perfect game. You're winning 4-1. He want Brahim Diaz to actually pick up with Rebic, pick up with Firenze, and play until the 85 minutes.
Okay, what if Brahim Diaz picked up a second yellow card and ended up with the red card? Now he's not even playing the Lazio game.
That's even better. He's gonna play against Liverpool, not against.
This is the coach. Don't mistake. No. This is the coach's responsibility to actually do this thing.
I don't want Brahim Diaz to play against.
The best coaches in the world, they actually look at these things and they make the right subs when they see them at the right moment. And even the best coaches, we criticize them for having very late subs. So it does not depend on Pioli. Pioli is a nobody compared to the best coach. Like if we compare him to Ancelotti, he's a nobody.
Guys, let me just jump in again there. I just want to say something. Making a substitution is not something random. There is a huge teamwork behind making a single decision. You see the screens, you see the iPads, you see the technology, you see the headsets. All these things are being monitored during the game. I am 100% sure we are not with them there. We're not on the bench. We are not watching them during the week at Milanello. So there is something behind every single decision. I'm not saying it's the correct. I'm with you. It's a risk to let Brahim play while he's carrying a yellow card, and there's a risk of him being sent off. But the decision is maybe it's exactly what Laird said. which is let's give him more playing minutes so he can improve his match fitness, his stamina, and his endurance. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. So criticizing, especially that this substitution is not of a huge impact. It's not like we're trailing and we need to put someone in to change the game.
How would you explain that Milan last season had more than 40 injuries? Why did we end up with so many muscular injuries?
Why? Because we played every 3 days. We played every 3 days.
Do you want to blame Pioli for that as well? Maybe
No,
it's
I'm blaming the choice that he's making. I'm not blaming the person he is.
He didn't have the depth, Anwar. He didn't have the depth.
No, so many times. Sometimes I read the conference interview and I'm shocked at what he's saying. He's saying that we need physicality, then he brings someone who has nothing to do with physicality. I agree with Nathan on the fact that Pioli needs.
Can we agree that your vantage point, your point of view, is totally different than what is Pioli seeing?
Okay, Yusuf, let me ask you this.
So we cannot know. We don't know all the facts. We cannot then judge.
For sure,
Yusuf,
but
you do not need a whole team of scientists to look at Diaz and see that he's tired as fuck.
You know that thing that they wear during friendlies that looks like a bra or whatever.
The GPS, yeah.
The GPS thing. This is not. I know you don't need a team of scientists, but actually it is science. They look at their kilometers, their heart rate, and their oxygen saturation.
Yeah,
and maybe the plan was to give Brahim Diaz, based on this information that me and you don't have. Let's just keep an open mind about that. This information we don't have. Maybe the decision was made because they have the information that maybe we have to keep him until the 80th minute.
Only saying this because.
And by the way, Maldini stood at the line for a whole 4 minutes. That the substitution was supposed to be done. So I don't tell me he was being substituted at the 82nd minute. The decision was made 10 minutes before that. The game just kept going.
Yeah, but he could have made decision even earlier than that.
When the other people came in. Why was he not subbed in when the others were there?
I really listen. I understand. I absolutely understand where you're coming from. I totally understand it. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is let's keep an open mind and look at it from the other side of the box. You know what I mean?
Of course, I'm trying to look at it from the other side of the box. It does not make sense to me.
For me, doesn't make sense. For me, doesn't make sense to play Diaz 65 minutes against Lazio and change him because he's going to play against Liverpool. You put full commitment to the starting 11.
Of course not.
Yes.
As a coach player,
he's going to come in the pitch against Lazio, and you're going to tell him, "Listen, but at 65 minutes, I'm going to change it. I have to play against Liverpool." No, you put a full committed team because the game changes. You don't know what's going to happen at 65 minutes. Maybe you need a defender. Or maybe you get a red card and you need to stay. Leao needs to stay all the full game, so it needs plan because there is a Liverpool game and we have players that not.
To be fair with you, Laird, I think you're emotionally too close to Milan and you don't want to look at the bad things that actually happen sometimes on the field. Even with the management, even when I tell you this is wrong, they should do this better, you tell me no, this is all right. No, it's not all right. If you look at it outside, it's not.
He made his changes. I'll tell you, he made his changes.
He made his changes too late.
No, it's not too late.
Well,
68
it's
minutes.
At halftime. You don't need to play to the 75th minute mark if you're winning 4-1 at halftime. You can sub them at 60-minute mark.
You can even try the other players because you haven't seen much of them.
Exactly.
But you have to consolidate a group of 13, 14 players.
You can do that throughout the season. You can do that throughout the season.
No,
for Lucas, you can fuck off for all I care.
Ooh, Lucas, be careful, man.
I mean, this kid, he's not even 11 or 12, and he's bullshitting everyone and trash talking everyone. He doesn't know shit about football or athleticism. And I want him on the live to come on and tell me these things. But this kid is just brainless.
Anyway, the thing is, you cannot subs people like they are, how can I say, robots. And you change them. They want to play. They want to score. They want to do goal. They want to do assist.
If you are Barcelona and you're winning 4-1 and Messi already scored and had 2 assists, would you stop him at 60 minutes or not?
But Messi doesn't want to go out. He wants to do another goal, man. He has stars to go
it's
for.
not there. They're not the coach.
You guys are not. They're not.
They are not the
They're
coach.
not
The
robots.
coach is telling them, "Hey, we are playing against Atletico Madrid today, and in the Champions League we got Liverpool. So I want to play you for. I want to hopefully be able to play you for 55 to 65 minute marks. 55 to 60, 65 minutes. That's what I want you to play, and then we're going to get you out." As a player that has been playing football, I have been told that many times. My teammates have been told that many times. Because we are playing this team, and then the next few days we got to play this team, this is what's going to happen.
No,
I'm telling you now from experience, that is what happens.
No, because the thing is, you're playing against Lazio in Serie A, and you're playing higher stake, and you have to put 11 players that are going to commit.
The level you play at, you still give your 100%, and the tactics are still the same way. A rival match in the Serie A is still a rival match in Serie C. The intensity is going to be high because it's a rival game, and then the game after that is also going to be a hard game. The level of quality might not be the same, but the level of intensity is going to be the same. And if the coach says that I need my best starting 11 for the next 3 games, he's going to play them, and he's going to sub out certain attacking players. The defenders is one thing because they don't have to run as much, but the offensive players can play for 60 minutes and then be subbed out.
No, I think he's gonna play. He's gonna change the starting 11 against Lazio. He's not gonna play all the best players.
And if we lose, I think he made a mistake. That's all I'm gonna
exactly. If we lose, then it's a mistake.
And then
if he wins, what are you gonna say?
Making the subs.
Yeah. If he wins, what are you gonna say?
If he wins, that's a luck because the players were not ready to play the Lazio game. The Lazio is not an easy opponent. You cannot risk it that much. And
he's putting a good play. He's putting a good starting 11. He's putting a great starting 11.
You're not putting your best starting 11 against a team who has not lost any point yet on Serie A, and they're defending really good. They have a proper good team. You should actually give it time and not sacrifice it. For Liverpool, who you're not even sure you're going to play on even fields with them.
No, I will put the best team against Liverpool, and I will rest few players. I wouldn't play Giroud against Lazio and against Liverpool. Never. I wouldn't do something like that.
I think you should play him until he should be actually subbed off because these players cannot play the full 90 minutes yet. And some of them will never do. Brahim Diaz will never be a player who plays 90 minutes. That's the kind of player he is. Some players are that way. They only play.
I got a sort of answer from you and Nathan. Best team and make changes earlier. 60 minutes, 65 minutes. What about you, Yusuf? You don't have to be on my side. You can have the same idea they have. It's fine.
No, I'm not on your side, actually. I totally understand what Anwar and Nathan are coming from. But my question is still, what would purely look at the Champions League as a whole? Is it a priority, or is the league a priority? I mean, winning a game in Champions League is $1 million guaranteed, or €1 million actually. So
losing against Liverpool, I'll tell you something. Losing against Liverpool Wednesday, your chances to go through the group goes from let's say 50 to 20%.
I honestly, I said that in another stream. I said I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna watch this Champions League games with no expectations at all. It doesn't matter if we. It's not doesn't matter, but I wouldn't be too gutted, if we lose. But I really don't want to end up being third in the group and go to the Europa League. I'd rather go fourth, and just crash out. But I mean, let's just face it. Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, and dare I say Porto are better teams than us. I don't know about Porto because honestly I don't follow them that closely. But Liverpool and Atletico Madrid, I think everyone can agree that those two teams are better than Milan at the moment. So our chances, just by default, is less than 50%. Now, even if we feel if Pioli feels Pioli feels the best 11 he has, and all of them are in form, and regardless of any injuries to Kessie and Ibrahimovic, are we still gonna win against Liverpool at Anfield or against Atletico at their Wanda Metropolitan? I don't know about that. I would say no. I even mentioned that again before. I said we are gonna go into every single game in the Champions League as underdogs. So I honestly don't know. Now I'm not gonna debate honestly what Pioli should do in the future. I'm just gonna see what he's gonna do. I'm gonna see whether I like it or not. But Pioli is always in my good side until proven otherwise.
No.
All right, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Honestly, I keep my opinion the same. I haven't changed anything that I said.
Yeah, but don't feel like, you know, I mean, don't be angry, man.
No,
Come
but
on.
the thing is,
we're just
whenever
discussing.
I criticize something that Milan does, which I think a lot should be criticized of, people think.
Yeah. Well,
it's a bad way.
absolutely. I don't know. I'm not like a moderator of this stream, but we all jump in here because all opinions are welcome.
Oh, fuck
Right,
Lucas. I
Claret?
don't care about this 18-year-old kid, man. I mean,
Oh yeah, Lucas. I mean, I don't know, guys. You have to find a way to deal with Lucas. I
don't even give it a chance. But sometimes he's just too much. The kid does not respect anyone's opinion, and he thinks he knows too much. I could actually marry his mom and give birth to a kid.
Oh no, come on, guys. Let's keep it down. We are all here. We share.
Me, and I have no respect for him as well. And he's 18. I'm older than him. He should know that. But he has no respect for any of us.
I mean, Anwar, listen, Anwar. Like, let me deal with Anwar because I know where he's coming from. This guy is an Arab, just like me, so I know when he's pissed off. He's really pissed off.
It's not even that. Yusuf,
no, come on, Anwar.
Everyone on the live.
I mean, Lucas needs to. Oh, Lucas is live. Lucas needs to just be relaxed, man. Just be a normal human being.
He does not accept any opinion, and if we give a different opinion, he will talk you and insult you, and that's just very poor. So you can come up with another argument, but not insult.
Lucas,
I think we'll just keep it about Milan, and let's not talk about other people's models. Let's respect everyone, please.
Of course.
Lucas, how are you, by the way?
I'm good, Lart. I just wanted to ask why you're always on my case.
But because you are a bit, I want to answer this. You are always picking people. And
how? I mean, Lart. Last week, Texas made a joke about my mom and said he was banging my mom. You didn't say nothing.
Okay.
But you're bringing this
guys, listen, guys. Listen, guys. Listen. No,
Yusuf.
Guys. No. Listen, guys. If you're gonna talk about this, I'm just gonna excuse myself because I'm a almost 40-year-old guy. I am here to talk about Milan. I'm not here to talk about
exactly.
someone's mother.
So Lucas, I wanna.
So if you wanna keep this, let me. I'm sorry, Laret. I really enjoy coming.
I'm gonna explain.
But I'm just leaving, guys.
I'm gonna fix this thing with Lucas. Why we are not just talking about AC Milan, but we always need to do jokes and stuff. This is not a place to just do jokes. You can throw jokes like once in a while or whatever that is connected to something that somebody says, but you cannot persist and stay on that case consistently. Just let's talk about AC Milan, because if we're not talking about AC Milan, I'm not going to do this anymore. That's the thing.
I came here to talk about AC Milan, actually. I just wanted to ask why you're on my case all the time. But it's okay.
But maybe because you're using a tone that Anwar doesn't like it. Maybe for somebody else is fine. For him, he doesn't like it. So you need to understand that some people don't like the tone.
Roy is doing like a promo thing on the chat.
So that's the thing. You have to understand, if you make a joke with, I don't know, thick size, and he's accepting the joke and answering you back, that's fine. He likes the jokes and you can joke with him. If other people don't like your joke, just don't do it. It's simple as that. Don't stay and writing messages and on the chat constantly just about a joke. we're talking about AC Milan Champions League game. Just talk about that. You throw a jog, and after you stay on the topic. If you don't want to stay on the topic, don't chat, don't write bullshit or stuff like that. Let's stay on AC Milan because we're not gonna do this anymore. If you guys, if these things happen, we're not gonna invite any more people, and you guys are not gonna be allowed to talk anymore. And that's not fun because it's nice to see other people give an opinion about AC Milan. So
on that note, there I have a discussion. Amazing from comment from Zion. He's saying he disagrees with me about Liverpool and Atletico Madrid being better than us. That's an overstatement. What do you think, guys?
I don't think it's an overstatement. They are more experienced than us, and they are a better team than us. They have established players that can actually provide the final result easier than what Selemakers, Leao, Diaz, and all these other players we have. But on one game, on one night, we can beat everyone. And that's what I say. We have one chance against these teams. We're not gonna face these teams a lot of times. We have one chance. We fight so much to play this competition. Why not playing fresh, 100%? Not tire our player and go there at Anfield 100% and try to win the game or do our best. Against Lazio, we're gonna play against them again. And we know the Serie A. We know you can get a result with Rebic, Krunic, Ibra, Florenzi. These are players that can get a result against Lazio. Lazio is not unbeatable team. It's not the level
What if they're
of
not in form?
They are in form. That's the thing.
What if they're not in form? Like you say that, and that's cool, and it works if those players are in form. If they're not in form, you can't play them.
But we're talking about players like Selemakers, Diaz, and Leao, which are young, so they're gonna be physically ready. The only thing is mentally if they can handle the pressure against Liverpool. But I don't think players like Rebic can handle it better than Leao. So and Leao maybe gives something against Lazio, but Rebic gives something else. Giroud gives something. Ibra gives something else. So the thing is, our starting 11 is not so much better than who is in the bench. It is better, but it's not so much better. So if you mix it up, if you put 4 players from the bench to start against Lazio, so you can rest the players that are actually going to work a lot against Liverpool. Because against Liverpool, our 4 attackers, they're going to press a lot, run a lot, go for every ball. We're going to throw the ball in the space. They have to run against Van Dijk and all these players. So they need to be 100% fresh. They cannot be coming from 65, 70 minutes against Lazio. They need to be fresh. Tomori, Kier, they can actually handle it because it's a different role, so you can actually manage the game. So that's my opinion. But yeah, they are way better than us. I don't think Porto is better than us. I think Porto is weaker than us. But Liverpool and Atletico, they are better than us. And with the right tactics, and if we are 100% physically, we can beat them. And the thing is, hopefully they're going to underestimate us. Hopefully they're going to put the best team in Premier League because they think I can actually put a bench player against Milan and win it. That's why we need to put the best team, the 100% team against Liverpool and get that 3 points.
Like, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You yourself, I just wanted to know what you're smoking.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yo, light. Come on, man.
Right,
come
man,
on.
I'm going to call it. See you guys. We'll talk again.
Yo, what's wrong with that?
I mean, does it matter what he's smoking?
No, I'm just trying to know him.
Just what are you smoking, man?
I don't know. It's just a vape, man.
Exactly.
Okay.
He doesn't even know the brand. He just goes there and buys the same one.
All right, let's just get back to because Zion had a follow up saying that it's a one-off match and where we can come up with the result. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
If you remember at the beginning of the stream, I said that there is no single match there are no 2 matches that are similar or identical. You only play with the little details, and this is when quality comes into play. So if we are on our day, we are a great team and we can put on a fight. But I don't know if we have the quality to overcome those little details that can make us, lose basically. So I totally agree with Zion. I think it's not a league, it's not a long competition. We can, all. Ancelotti used to say in the good days in 2007 and 6 and before that you only need 10 points to qualify in the Champions League. So I think if we can make 10 points, maybe a home and away win against Porto, that's 6 points, and then we can, snitch some. We can, steal 3 points from Atletico, let's say in San Siro, and then a point from Liverpool or even from Atletico. It's absolutely doable, but just on paper, I think we are weaker, and we are the underdogs. And again, what Lara said, being an underdog could play into our advantage, and and other people can underestimate us, and then we can come up as winners.
Yeah, it's the first game is so important. That's why I want the starting 11 to be 100%. No excuses, tired or injuries. I want everyone to rest. Not everyone, of course, as much as you can rest. You cannot change the whole starting 11, but you can change 4 or 5 players. And
By the way,
what do
I
you
just
think,
wanted.
Lucas, about this? Maybe you can
Uh,
say something about AC
I
Milan.
just wanted to bring something up. Today was Tonali's first goal. You guys should research on Pirlo's first goal for Milan. It's exactly the same goal from the same area. You should check it out.
If he does a pass like Pirlo did against Germany in the semi-final in World Cup, I'll say he's gonna have the same career of Pirlo.
Okay, but I never said that. I just said that it was like 2 goals, exactly 2 goals. That's all.
Same goal.
Yeah, basically the same goal.
Wow, that's gonna be good for the journalist and who is gonna write history. But what do you think about the Champions League, Lucas? What is your starting 11? You prefer to start the best team every game, or to actually mix it up a bit so the best team can be during the Champions League?
I think after the Mercato, we'll switch to a 4-4-2. And during the Champions League, no, yeah, come on, guys. Um, um, we're looking for players that actually play in a 4-4-2. For example, Corona, he's not a right winger; he's basically a right mid. So, and that goes to Friver, to Roman Friver as well. He can play as a right mid in a 4-4-2. So that's why I think we'll play a 4-4-2. And in terms of the Champions League, I think we're a better team than Atletico. Against Liverpool, we can get a point at Anfield and 3 points at San Siro if we work hard for them. In Porto, I just think it's going to be uh, a hard 2 games. I think Porto see us as the easy team to beat, so it will be really hard to get 6 points from them.
I don't know, man. We can do a lot of things. Just we need to play our cards right. And
And
Lazio is
welcome
not
back,
such a big
Antonio.
team.
Welcome back, Antonio.
Oh, okay. Now you're hosting. Okay. Welcome back, Antonio.
Yeah, he
You
hasn't,
bossed
he
me
hasn't been
around,
around for
right?
like a long time.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're gonna close the live in 5 minutes. I wanna just say, give me a prediction. There is these 3 games: Lazio, Liverpool, Juventus. How many points we're gonna get from these 3 games?
Maybe 6.
So we're gonna lose against who? Or
I don't think we're losing to Juventus based on how they're playing. I think if we end up losing, it's probably going to be to Lazio because just because the Champions League is up next, and it's going to be impossible for any of those players to come out and say that their mind isn't on the Champions League, because they haven't been in it except for Zlatan. So their mindset might not be fully focused on Lazio.
How many points? How many points? I think 7 points. If I'm being optimistic, Lazio they have a good attack, but they haven't faced a good defensive side yet. Their defense is very weak. They conceded 2 goals against not not like weak sides, but like average teams. So I think we're going to open up the defense in the Lazio game. For the Juventus game, I see us trashing them 5-0, honestly. And for the Liverpool game, I see it being a draw or maybe a win. And plus, me and Roy have a bet going on that Juve will finish out of the top 4, and if they finish out of the top 4, he has to pay me $1,000. So, Roy, if you're listening, please save all your money, all your tour money, all the money that I get from the shows, and yeah, that's it. That's my prediction.
Okay, you were finishing 5th. Your prediction. I'll say, oh man, I'm so feeling positive for the game against Liverpool. I'm even gonna go. I'm buying a ticket. So
you should do a vlog for the channel.
Be careful, Lloyd.
You know, talk then.
I even have my shirt, my Kaká shirt, when we beat them 2-1, and we beat Manchester United. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Lard, you know who Togden is? Togden.
What?
Yeah.
Togden. Togden and Togdad.
What's that?
They're English YouTubers.
Ah.
Yeah, they go to games and they film it. So you should do that for the channel.
No, I'm not doing that. Let's see. You guys have to buy the ticket and go there.
No, man, just go there and you know, just let everything sink in. Enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna
a camera and
everything.
No,
just
buy your
phone
for like just for a little bit and just like show like the atmosphere, and then you can just watch the game after. That'd be fun.
Yeah, Lard,
I'll
you're going to gain this channel like 2K subs if you do that.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
If all the subs are like you, Lucas, it's gonna be dangerous. It's gonna be disruptive.
Let's just let me answer a question. I'm gonna say 4 points. I think we're gonna win against Lazio because we're gonna be fresh. Liverpool, I think we have no chance, at least in my opinion. And then we'll be too tired for Juventus, but they are shit, so we're gonna draw.
I think we're gonna have 7 points, so we're gonna draw against Lazio. I think what Nathan says that we're gonna be a bit soft against Lazio because we're gonna think about Liverpool. So that's why I feel like maybe we need to change some players, because if you change, they're gonna be more motivated because they want to show off so they can get in the starting 11 against Liverpool. So we're gonna draw against Lazio, win against Liverpool, and win against Juventus. Because after the draw Lazio, we're gonna be like, okay, now we need to get a result. We need to show off a great performance against Liverpool. And Juventus is still gonna be a bit disorganized, so I feel we can manage to get a result there. I don't think we're gonna win 5-0. Probably we'll win 2-1 or 1-0 or 2-0, something like that, if we win. Or it can happen the opposite. You win against Lazio, maybe you win against Liverpool, and you go and draw with Juventus, which can be the easiest probably game. But I feel we can manage to do the upset against Liverpool.
So I actually never got a chance to talk about what my thoughts are in the Champions League group because I was like super busy and I barely could watch the draw. But I've been wanting to say my thoughts, and I think that we have pretty like clearly we're the second hardest group undisputably. The first, and you can even make the case that because of the experience and the coaches that we could be the hardest group. I haven't really heard your your guys' opinions because, like I said, I was busy, but that's just what I'm thinking. And yeah, so the group we have to play against one of the best defensive-minded teams, one of the best attacking-minded teams, and one of the best and I mean, I guess they're not like one of the best in the world, but Porto's possessive football is very dangerous, and Portuguese teams can be very difficult to play against. So I think it's a very hard group, but we're Milan, so we can do it. And my predictions for the games coming up are, I would say, a win. I mean, it's hard to judge Sarri's Lazio because they've only played like Spezia and Empoli, and Empoli are a good side. I think like they don't play like a. I think they can avoid relegation. Like they play pretty well. But Spezia, they look very sloppy. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I'm gonna say a win because we're flying high with confidence and we have good defense. I'm gonna say a draw against Liverpool. We could lose, but I'm gonna say a draw, and then I'm gonna say a win against Juventus.
Lars, please check Twitter DMs. Please check Twitter DMs.
Hey guys, I want to say something. I saw Liverpool-Chelsea the other day, and I was very disappointed in what I saw. And I keep on thinking that it's really not a matter of football when it comes to Europe. It's a matter of mentality. We should be able to beat Liverpool. Because if that's how they play, then we should be able to beat them. At least get something out of them, out of Anfield, and beat them at the San Siro. But they are going to come in with no fears and play their kind of football, but they're not this incredible team that we need to fear.
I mean, I've been watching Liverpool for a while, and I do admit that their front three isn't as good as they once were. Like, I mean, Salah is still very good. Firmino is much worse than in his prime. They do have Diogo Jota though, who's really good actually. But I think our defenders, he gets a lot of headers and a lot of good finishes, but I think our defenders can take him pretty well. And Mane is good, but I think Calabria can do a decent job on him. So basically what I'm saying is Salah is definitely the biggest threat, especially because Theo isn't as good of a defender as Calabria. But other than that, I think they're beatable, but it's going to be tough for going into Anfield with the atmosphere. They play very fast, physical. It's going to be difficult. I definitely
Milan
think.
that's the real fight, the psychological fight that Milan has to overcome. By the way, guys, I want to apologize for giving Lucas the platform here to everybody, but we love him, and he is who he is. But it's all good.
It's like we're parenting him, trying to do our best, man.
No. Actually, Roy was a mastermind behind all this. I wasn't trying to come on today, but like he was like, "Yo, Lucas, you lose if you don't come on. You lose if you don't come on." He was like the devil on the shoulder in those cartoons. You know what I'm saying?
Lucas, behave like a grown-up. You see, we are behaving like grown-ups here, like pretending we are experts in football. Just do the same and fuck off.
That's how I was trying to do, but like you yourself went on like a full mode, like protective mode, and I was like, nah, I'm not having any of this. Didn't even have time to talk.
Because it's right, man. Have you seen the other channel, AC Milan channel? They are super nice. They talk about football. They don't.
Well, that's so lame.
I would rather have Lucas than the other channels.
Well, exactly. But at least I like Lucas when he's trying to prove a point about football and actually making stupid jokes that don't make any sense. I like the banter when he's trying to prove something when he's talking about football tactics or whatever. His big football knowledge he has, But when he starts with stupid jokes,
like the 4-4-2 discussion is fantastic.
He's still going with that. He's still playing 4-4-2.
Are we still playing? What are we playing with right now?
You guys need to check Colombo's goal. He just scored a goal today.
Yeah, I
You should check
saw
it out.
I saw the goal Colombo did, man. Insane goal, man.
Yeah,
That was pure finesse. He's a
I
good
think he's
player,
going.
man.
I think he's going to be Serie B's top scorer.
And I thought the other day I was talking with Roy, Cutrone, man, he is looking good.
Yeah.
I saw him with Empoli. He is looking powerful, man. If he
Yeah.
does the full season like this, I wouldn't mind getting him back next season.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
And I think Pobega is going to have a good season with Torino too. So all these players that are loaned out, and maybe Hagway, if he can, maybe some way he has a good season, some way he comes back. I don't see that happening, but yeah, as far as that aspect, it's all positive. Brescianini just got called for the under-21s, so he's having a good season with Brescia. He's doing well with Brescia, or wherever he is. Mons, I think. All these things are good.
No, it's I see some good players that can come back to AC Milan, and
Lucas.
yeah, let's see.
Yes, Roy.
Lucas, what formation are we playing now?
A 4-2-3-1.
Oh, sadly.
Yes.
Why? You're such a
I think-
hipster, man.
Hey,
I think
guys,
we have
I
the
want to say
players.
something. Can I say something? And Lucas, then
Yeah.
you can respond. Today, when I did the watch along, I started the game 15 minutes. The street. Lucas said that he was so disappointed in the lineup that he didn't even want to watch the game.
See, your knowledge, Lucas. Your knowledge.
Because I didn't expect Krunic to do a 360,
Krunic did a moderate performance, man.
and I didn't expect Salesmakers to do a 360 as well.
Shut up, man. Salamakis has been performing like this the whole season, the previous season.
But
that is
actually,
true. Salamakers has always performed this way.
Yeah, that's
That is true.
the minimum you're gonna get from Salamakis for the entire season. That is the minimum. So you can
Krunic
just
is-
get better.
he's actually going to get 2 yellow cards each game.
Nah, today it was behaving. It was pretty good. Tonali was
Krunic,
amazing.
guys, there's a clear growth with Krunic. Clear growth in his just in general.
Well, Pioli gave him a lot of compliments in the pre-game conference. That helped him a lot, probably. And I hope he plays like this the whole season.
But
Yeah,
even on the field, like he looks much more confident. He looks more ready.
Yeah.
He looks ready.
Because they're not telling them to do things that he's not comfortable with doing.
yeah.
By the way, I need to apologize to the greatest coach I've ever seen. Like this man right here is better than Lippi, Ancelotti, Ferguson, name them all. He is 10 times better than them. Nathan. Nathan.
I'm
This
glad
guy-
you recognize greatness.
This
See,
guy
things
here.
like
This
this,
guy
look
here. I don't know how he hasn't gotten a job yet. This guy
Things like
is
this
on another
bring
level.
trouble.
He should have medals. Should have medals by now.
Lucas,
Yeah.
I went over this before, but I'm not sure if you were on the stream. But I'll say it again. The way you look at the game is, I don't know how much you've played, or if you've coached at all, but you look at it from a fan's vantage point. Someone like me and someone like Roy, when we watch the games, Roy will watch it through a coach's eyes. I will watch it through a player's eyes because that's respectively what we've done the most. So when we say things, our tactical vantage point is far different than what you are probably going to expect. So I speak from experience from playing for over 20 years, and Roy speaks from coaching. I'm not sure how many years you coach, Roy, but you speak through from a number of years of coaching. So when it comes to credibility, we have more credibility than you, Lucas.
Lucas, what do you think about my opinion, man? You never say anything about my opinion. I'm a bit jealous.
Because I get bored of hearing it. Like not like to be honest, like when you speak, I feel sleepy. Like your voice is it's so slow, it's so quiet. Like I barely hear anything.
That's
Well,
good to know, man.
you should listen to him and learn something.
I only listen to him when he's ranting, like when he's shouting, because that's when I
Yeah.
understand him.
He likes the mess. Okay, good to know, man. I'm not changing my tone of voice.
I enjoy the duels with Lart. Those are fun.
I enjoy it because I'm always right. That's why. Anyway,
Today, you know, we're missing Lart. We're missing Red John. Why does Red John only appear when there's negative things to talk about?
Because today is a positive day. That's why he didn't come out. It's a positive day.
I also wanted to add that, like, I respect others' opinions, but like when you can't admit that you're wrong, that is on another level.
But I've seen you admit that you. I've seen you admit you're wrong.
Like when you are.
I have yet to be wrong about.
I'm thinking of a way
so far. So until I'm proven wrong, what I'm saying is correct. Like with Pioli's substitutions, he makes substitutions too late, and he does it a lot.
For one, man, that is
when it comes to the management, when it came to the management in regards to release, getting renewals and who should be renewed first and how the process should be done, I was correct about that. I was correct about how when people kept saying, "Oh, we don't need to get we don't need to do signings before the Euros. We don't need to do signings before the transfer window starts because we'll have plenty of time. We won't panic by blah blah blah." And yet here we are.
I'm not panicking.
Hey, guys, I gotta go. Let me just say one thing, please.
I've been right.
Let me just say one thing. I gotta go. Lucas, you know that here on RossonARI TV, we have always open line discussions. Don't start keyboard warrior stuff. Get online and go to war online.
Yeah, but I didn't have time. I didn't have time today.
All right. I gotta go.
Convinced me.
You guys are the best. Ciao.
Thank you.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna close the live and thank you, Lucas, for your knowledge. That was great.
One more thing, please. Nathan says that we make subs too late, but Pioli literally made 3 subs in the 60th minute. 3 subs. Nathan, think about it, bro. 3 subs. 3 subs.
That's fine. Okay, good.
3 subs in the 60th minute, Nathan. 3 subs. Think about it, Nathan.
We talk about that before, and I think Pioli is doing great. That was a great start of the season. In my opinion, we look better than what we thought in the beginning of the season when we saw the friendly.
Yusuf's face is like this kid can die.
I gotta correct them. The 3 subs that we made were at the 60th.
Don't answer to Lucas. You know it's your weakness. That's why you're saying all this.
It was 70 minutes. 70 minutes when we made our subs. The first 3 subs. 70 minutes.
Yes. 3 subs. 3 subs. 3 subs.
We're winning 4-1. We're winning 4-1.
Okay, I'm gonna close the live right now because this thing is not gonna. And you guys want to say the last thing that is not regarding subs or stuff like that? Anything like you want to say? Forza Milan or anything? Yusuf, what are you gonna say?
The team played good. There was vast improvement. I'm glad Pioli switched Krunic and Tonali's roles around because it benefited the team much greater. Leao is finally figuring out his positional awareness to where he does not need to use all his energy up within 30 minutes. And we saw this by how long he lasted in the match. And he looked fresh. Like, it wasn't like Leao was laboring after, the first half. Leao looked fresh, even, as the game went on. So you can tell he's working on his fitness and he's working on his position. The whole team played good. So I have no complaints.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, go ahead, Lutz.
Go
No,
on,
no,
go,
no,
Lucas, go.
no, Papi. You can go next, Papi.
No, you go first.
No. Elders first, and I respect my elders. Yusuf,
Yeah, my
Papi,
name is
you can
Yusuf.
go next.
I'm not your dad. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, Milan played very well. I think we are we are progressing well in terms of intensity and physicality, and that was evident today. There was a big gap between us and Cagliari in terms of physical preparedness. I think it's only going to improve, but I don't like to read too much into the Cagliari result because I think it's a misleading result. Lazio game is a big determinant of it's going to show us where we are at in terms of being ready, being tactically sound, and how the season will progress. It's the
That's
first
great.
challenge.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'm looking forward to win at least 5 games in a row this season. We need to do that to have a decent 5 wins in a row. And if it happened in the beginning, that would be lovely because we're gonna set the tone, and the team is gonna be in that mentality of okay, we are good enough to go and try to win it, or to have an easy top 4, not even struggling. So if you get that 5 wins in a row, or even four wins in 5 games, that's lovely. And Champions League, man, we need to win the first one or draw the first one. That is gonna give us a lot of how can I say, self-esteem for
Confidence.
Serie A and everything. Yeah, confidence. So Lucas, you are the youngest one, and so you're gonna say the last word. And if he's decent, I'll close straight away the live. If he's awful, you're banned from the live for the next 20 days.
Okay. I just wanted to start with my apologies.
Yeah, that's an awful man. You're banned for 20
No.
days.
I just wanted to start with.
Just say Forza Milan and that's it.
No.
Yeah, you're apologizing to who?
To everyone today. Please don't take my comments to heart, especially Yusuf. I just called you Papi. I was just joking. I'm sorry. I'm not Papito. Besides that, I think our next 3 games will determine if we are boys or men. That's it.
Say it from you, man. That was a great joke. Say it from you. Oh man, next live we're gonna determine if you're a boy or a man. That's another thing. Oh Jesus Christ. Thank you guys. Forza Milan.
Forza Milan.
I just want to thank all the normal people in the chat and thank everyone, and Forza Milan.